Hey, Painapple Gang, what's brewing? You are watching a special Halloween one-shot of Saikoro Party, an illustrated role-playing adventure. And today's party is...
Hey, my name is Nazeeh, and I am playing Asta with my canine companion Meatball. And whenever I got worries, all I can say is I could use a penne for your thoughts.
My name's Dani. I play Layla, who's a smart, sweet, and peppy cheerleader who is ready to help whenever she can. Let's go team! Yes!
Hi everyone, my name is Micah Solusod and I am playing Makoto, the troop mom of the Occult Studies and Practical Applications Club.
Hi, I'm Felecia Angelle. I am playing Tristan and he's here to prove that all the world's a stage.
And I am your storyteller, Ayu. Today we are playing Algor Mortis, a tale of the cold that creeps in when life ebbs away, and the 4 high schoolers who push back against that cold. Right now, 3 of these high schoolers are tucked away in a dark hallway, waiting in the stillness as the clock ticks slowly towards midnight. The school building lies empty save for them and the presence that they are hunting. A cluster of supernatural energy that warps reality lurks somewhere in the dark. Tucked away in a doorway, a girl in a well-pressed school uniform stands alert, looking for any signs. A pulse of energy, a twist in the senses, any sign that the cluster might be approaching. Dani, would you please introduce us to your character?
Yes, I am playing Layla, who is the cheerleader of the group, who's very helpful and wants to motivate people to go do the stuff. And she does magic, and she is ready to help out the team, who has become like a little other family for her.
Layla, you feel a little bit of a tightness in your chest, sensing that something supernatural is starting to gather. The calm in your ear that connects you to all of your friends, you feel a little pop of static in it. What are you thinking right now? What are you feeling?
I feel a little anxious, so I'm gonna go take a look at the window. Just walk right up to the window and take a look and see if I can see anything.
You peer out the window. It's really dark outside. You squint, you can just make out the outline of your van, where you know one of your teammates is waiting, but no movement. Everything is very, very still.
Okay, I think she's gonna go ahead and go into the building cautiously. And be on the lookout to let them know it's all clear for the rest of the team.
All right. Yeah, you step on inside the building. You don't see anything yet, but you know it's about to come. All the research you've done ahead of time says that this thing shows up basically at midnight, and we're getting there. As Layla wanders through this building, another member of the team who has gone in ahead is also wandering through, looking up and down, trying to figure things out. A young man dressed in a uniform with the same school colors examines the walls, the windows, looking for just any sign of any supernatural activity. Felecia, please introduce us to your character.
Tristan is a lovely soul, very enthusiastic. He is positively thrumming to be here. Every surface that he touches, every sound that he hears, the scent of the chill in the air, he logs away for future use in sense memory for his passion, his art, the theater. Tristan is got a wide face with a easy smile. He makes friends everywhere he goes, and he's so excited to be here. But he is taking on the role of serious ghost hunter. So
great.
He is going to position himself sort of in between the entryway Layla just went and his teammate who still has yet to enter, just to make sure there's sort of a middle ground if anything goes awry.
Tristan, you see Layla moving through. Your spiritual awareness isn't as strong as hers, but you do pick up on the usual just physical cues, sparks of electricity in the air, and you do see like a little ripple as if the fabric of reality is warping, and you sense that something is about to happen soon. And right behind you, another teenager also wearing the same school colors and having a look around before stepping into this space. Micah, would you please introduce us to your character?
Sure. I am playing Makoto. Everyone knows Makoto, or at least everyone knows their mom. Makoto has a slender build with androgynous features. They have their hair tied to the side with a butterfly bow. They have a simple black choker around their neck and their school blazers tied around their waist. And they just sort of post themselves at the doorway, eyes closed, and feeling out the vibe of the building. They have a connection with the supernatural, and they're just trying to sense the changes in the building as the clock strikes midnight.
Makoto, as you walk through the hallway, you recognize all the spaces that your client has talked about. This long stretch of hallway where the strange whatever that they haven't been able to describe runs screaming through every night. And you can actually find traces of the energy of it doing that. So you manage to pick up its trail pretty easily. As you do, you hear another pop of electricity in your ear with your earpieces. And all of you connect to each other, and the final member of your team tucked outside in a van parked in the shadows. Nazeeh, please introduce us to your character.
Hey, so I am playing Asta. Asta happens to be a disheveled young youth, a ball of anxious and antsy energy. Hair is constantly disheveled, he has glasses, and he also happens to have a small little canine companion by the name of Meatball sitting right by his side. Being that he is what I would call the scaredy cat of the group, any chance that he gets to not enter into haunted buildings, he will go ahead and stay in the van to be a recon.
Asta, Meatball seems to agree with you in that whole not go into the building thing. He is curled up next to you in the van with one eye open just to be wary, but still feeling pretty safe because he doesn't have to go into that space. Across from you sit your two clients, also teenagers, but wearing different school uniforms. In fact, the uniforms of the school that the rest of your friends are currently in right now. They both look pretty nervous, especially as midnight is fast approaching. One of them, a boy with short-cut hair and thick glasses, looks at you and says, And you can assure me you're going to take care of this, right?
Yeah, of course.
It's just, it's important to us that you clean this out. It's been doing a lot of damage, and I mean, we don't let strangers into our school very often.
Look, you can trust those folks that are inside right now. You bet your sweet patootie that they're gonna get rid of it.
Sweet patootie.
Patootie? Yeah, it's never mind.
Breathe, Asta. We can all hear you.
And at that moment, I pet Meatball also, because not only are they my companion, they're kind of my ESA, and for those who don't know, emotional support animal.
Meatball's other eye opens, and understanding what's going on, he sort of nuzzles you a little bit. Your second client, a girl who has a little armband on that indicates that she's like student council vice president, looks over and goes, "Oh, sweetie," and she kind of leans forward, like, "Is it okay if I?"
Hey, Meatball, it's up to you.
Meatball, acquiesces, and she pets it really gently, but as she's leaning forward, she glances over at your laptop and is like, "Oh, what's that?" And as you look at your screen, you see all of your sensors that you guys have set up at the beginning of the night to pick up on, any supernatural activity are all blinking very brightly.
Uh-oh.
Guys, everyone get to your stations. I think it's about to go down.
You got it, Asta.
All right, everyone. Time to switch on.
All right.
As you get into place, you can already feel the entire temperature of the building just plummet. And as you do, something screaming in another room comes wheeling out. One of those anatomical models that science classes use, it's like muscle here and organs here, is wheeling out of the science room with the sound of like just screaming pouring out of it. Around it, a tornado of all sorts of old school supplies, rulers, erasers, and glue sticks whirl. And Layla, it goes zooming past you. You have half a second to do something before it's out of range.
Okay. I cast Chill Touch. I can create a ghostly skeletal hand in the space of a creature within range. Make a ranged spell attack against the creature to assail it with the Chill of the Grave. And if I hit it, it takes 1d8 necrotic damage.
Awesome. Well,
Ghost versus ghost.
All right.
First roll.
16!
Ooh.
16 hits!
Yay! All right, 8.
All right, let's get some damage.
All right, come on, please. 7.
Hey.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah. You do 7 points of damage as this thing goes whirling past you. Ice comes off of you and hits part of it in the shoulder, like part of the plastic gets real brittle and breaks off. A bunch of like rulers and protractors fall to the ground in its wake as it keeps screaming on down the hallway. Tristan, you see it coming your way. You've got half a second.
Ooh, inspired by how cool that was, Tristan is going to try to take his rapier, wit, and do a devastating slash as it passes. We're gonna see how that goes. I also rolled a 16.
16 still hits!
Which is a 21 all day.
Ooh.
He's a fast boy.
Oh,
All that stage combat.
right?
Bury that. That'll be 5 points of damage.
Ooh, hachi machi.
Yeah, as this thing passes by you, you pull out your rapier and take out a huge chunk of its gut, almost literally a piece of like the stomach and intestines go flying, bits of plastic everywhere along with, a handful of erasers thud to the ground. It spins around the corner in the hallway and Makoto, you see it coming straight for you.
Oh, that thing is going to stop dead in its tracks. Mako's going to brace themselves, pull out a wind and fire wheel that they carry with them on these expeditions, and is going to lay in with the first attack. First is going to call out to Layla and Tristan. Go, Layla, Tristan, excellent form.
Thank you.
Is preening a free action?
DM, does that count? Is that a free action? Is that cool?
Let's see, you can preen as a reaction. How's that?
Hey,
There
there
you
you go.
This is a joke. No one, I'm actually me.
That is 14 on the die, plus 5, 19. Does a 19 hit?
19 hits.
Cool.
Hey.
And I would like to make this a stunning strike.
Ooh, okay.
Spend a key
Oh.
point to make this a stunning strike. Con save, DC 13.
All right. It saves.
Cool. Gonna roll damage for that. That's 5 plus 2, 7. And we're gonna roll our next attack. Ooh, yikes. That's a 15.
15 does hit.
15 does hit.
Nice.
Cool. And I'm gonna roll damage for that. That is a 7 as well. And since I spent a key point, I'm going to use a key fueled attack as a bonus action to roll one more. 15 to hit again.
Nice.
And this time 8 points of damage.
Awesome. 22 points of damage. All right. Makoto, as it wheels towards you, you hit it once. You try to knock it over. It wobbles a little, but its base is pretty steady, so nothing happens. Doesn't matter, though, because you go in 2 more times, and the whole thing bursts and crashes into the ground. Erasers and staples fly everywhere and land on the ground. But this thing has stopped moving. A little bit of supernatural energy rises off of it, and as it dissipates into the air, the entire thing just sort of fades into the night, as if it were never there at all.
Whew. Well done, gang.
We did it! Yay!
Great work.
See, I told you they'd do it.
Your 2 clients meet you outside at the entrance. The first one, who's a little armband, mentions that he's the student council president. Talks to you, Makoto, as well. I appreciate the work that you have done. I wasn't certain that you'd be able to do it, but I suppose I shouldn't have doubted, especially since you're Shoko Kanda's child. And since she's amazing, I guess it's not a surprise that you're capable too.
Well, I suppose it does run in the family. But I did assure you, you could trust us.
Yes, of course. And he pulled out his phone and quickly sends you payment. And he goes, honestly, considering that you are Shoko Kanda's kid, you're super cheap. So that's great, I guess.
Thank you. Glad we could help. Oh, speaking of which, I do believe there is the issue of our little agreement that needs to be handled. After all, you did promise Asta that you would treat us to a free meal in the cafeteria.
He rolls his eyes. The girl next to him once again puts her hand on his arm and is like, we did. Come on, what could it hurt?
I pick Meatball up to just further get the puppy dog eyes in there as well.
Meatball understands his cue.
Yes.
So with a sigh, your client pulls out a card good for any student in the cafeteria and begrudgingly hands it over to Asta. Yes, I suppose you earned this too. Meatball's tail is wagging quite a bit right now.
Yes.
But it is also past midnight, so you're all feeling pretty tired, and your hometown is very far away. So it couldn't hurt to get back as soon as possible. As you load yourself back into the van, lovingly nicknamed the Vantasm, the girl
Yes.
does tug on your sleeve, Tristan, and she's like, "Hey, I just thought it was really cool how supportive you were through all of this. And I know you live kind of far away, but like, maybe we'll see each other again?"
Ah, that's so kind of you to say, and we really appreciate the opportunity you gave us here tonight. Why don't you hit me up on the socials? We'll be in touch.
Wow, okay. We can be mutuals then?
Absolutely. Have a great night. If she seems willing, we'll take her hand and give it a little kiss. As he saunters back to the van, hands in pockets.
Oh gosh, okay. And you see just like waving goodbye to you as your van pulls out. It is a long way home. You are pretty far away from the skyscrapers and neon lights of your home city. And it's gonna be a bit. It took a while to get here, and on the way over, because it was daytime, you were fine, just like entertaining yourself with whatever. But now the adrenaline of, the night is starting to wear off. The exhaustion is setting in. There's no one else on the road. Fog's rolling in a little bit, so you can barely even see what's in front of you. And the street lights that dot the sides of the road grow fewer and fewer and fewer, until finally the only light that you have is your own headlights as you're moving through the dark. The sound of the tires rolling underneath you sort of has that rhythmic thing that's lulling you to sleep just a little bit. Who is driving right now?
I'm assuming it's probably me.
Awesome. All right. What's everyone else doing? Asta, where are you at in the van right now? Perfect.
Me.
Tristan, where are you?
Tristan is, unless Layla had wanted the front seat, which he would have offered if she would rather rest in the back, he'll be in the front seat, manning the stereo, playing through all of the greatest musical hits on Spotify, keeping Mako company to keep them awake on the trip.
Awesome. Layla, you obviously as a professional have turned off your phone during the gig, but as you turn it back on to check, you do have 2 unread messages. The first is from your mom just saying, "Hey, hope you have a fun time at the cheerleader sleepover tonight. Just take care, all right?" And the second one is from your coach. "Hey, Layla, the girls told me you weren't feeling well, so you went home. Sorry we're gonna miss you at the cheerleader sleepover tonight. Just let me know if you make it back, okay?"
Layla takes her phone and just looks at it, and just that anxiety kind of pops up again, because she hates lying. She hates lying to both people that care about her. But this is something that she cares about. And she has found a family within this group. And so she looks at it and just takes a big sigh, and she'll text back. She texts back to the coach. "Thanks so much, coach. I am feeling a bit better. Thanks. I'll see you guys later." And she texts her mom saying, "Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I'll be home tomorrow. Love you." And tucks her phone away and just sits back, kind of a little quietly, to enjoy the rest of the ride.
Alright, Tristan and Makoto, since you're both awake, could you please both roll perception? And Makoto, since you're driving, roll with disadvantage, because you're not super looking over your shoulder.
Disadvantage. Is it perception?
Perception, please.
Okay. It's like the most aware 8.
An 8! Amazing.
I mean, what's an 8 if not 2 eyes on the side?
Exactly.
See, I was gonna say it's a lemniscate. It's the infinity symbol, actually.
Exactly.
So you are
There it
infinitely
is.
perceptive.
Infinitely
Exactly.
perceptive.
So, like, all I'm saying is that I'd probably notice it, right?
Sure. Tristan, what'd you get?
I got a 14.
Okay. Layla, how much are you trying to hide this from everyone? Like, are you trying to keep this secret from your friends?
I think as far as for right now, she is, because, we had a successful mission, and she doesn't want to bring the mood down or anything. She doesn't want them to worry about her problems, so she is trying to hide it pretty well.
Okay, so how much will Tristan see on a 14?
I think Tristan can see me, like, visibly anxious, because she's doing her twirl hair thingy as she's laying back, but she's not very obvious about hiding what she's feeling. So she's just sitting in the side of the door, just staring into nothing in the next seat.
All right.
Tristan is gonna kind of reach back, if he can reach her, and give her knee like an affectionate little series of pinches, and just mouth in the light of the street lamps that we pass. Are you okay?
Layla looks up and says, "Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah, I'll be fine. It's cool. Great job tonight."
Hey, you two, that shoulder thing was so cool.
Thanks. Thanks. I was hoping it would actually work.
Never doubted you for a second.
Thanks, Tristan. I appreciate it. And I think Layla wants to ask Makoto if they're all right. Layla kind of just shrugs it off and is fine, and she asks, "Hey, Makoto, are you okay?"
Yes. Why? Why do you ask?
Well, the comment the client made about us being cheap or whatever, that didn't sit well with me. I just wanted to make sure you were okay.
It comes with the territory, I'm afraid, but don't you worry your little head. If you need to rest, please feel free to do so. I'll let you know when we arrive.
Okay.
By the way, Tristan, I forgot to renew my Spotify membership, so we're gonna get ads. I'm sorry. That's what my 8 gets me, right? I noticed that I haven't renewed my subscription.
The front panel screen on your dashboard lights up, Makoto, because you did plug your phone into the van before you set off, and it is a call from none other than your own mother.
I think that does make me a little startled, so the van kind of jerks a bit. Sorry about that. Tristan, could you get that, please?
Absolutely. As a quick question, Makoto's mom knows all of us. How friendly are we?
She has requested that you call her Mama Shoko.
Beautiful. That was in my heart
Yeah.
to begin
She
with.
has
I just wanted to make
requested.
sure.
Whether you choose to or not is, of course, up to you. But it is something she has asked you for.
Tristan answers the call and makes sure it's on speaker for everyone. It says, "Mama Shoko, how you doing?"
Hi, Tristan, baby. Makoto, baby. Layla, Asta. Is Meatball there?
Yes. Asta and Meatball are a bit, they're very tired from today's journey.
Oh, okay. I did call to ask, how did the job go?
It went well, I think. What do you think, Tristan?
It was great. You should have seen. Everybody was just so on point. Like, man, we couldn't have done it without Mako. They did, like, so much damage, and it was, like, rulers everywhere, and it was, like, this cool thing, and I wonder if I can do it with, like, wires. You know, they had, like, all these school supplies and stuff. I'm sure Mako will tell you all about it. I feel like I'd have to draw it.
Oh, Tristan, I love your energy.
Thanks.
But I'm glad to hear it went well. No ghosts, right?
No. This one was just a rather cluster of clusters, as it were.
Literally.
That can be troublesome sometimes, but you know how clients get. I keep telling them that a ghost has to be like a fully formed person who has their memories, who has intent, who can communicate communicate, and yet the room gets a little cold and they claim it's ghosts every time. Well, I'm glad that it wasn't anything dangerous, so I just wanted to make sure that everything went okay. Well, Makoto baby, I have a reading tomorrow morning, so I am going to be gone early, but I made you lunch, and I added a little extra for all your friends, in case they want any.
Thank
you.
you.
Too good to us.
Oh, I love you kids. I love you so much. You're my brave little kids.
Oh, be sure to pack a little extra for Asta and Meatball. You know how hungry they can get.
Oh, I would never forget. Anyway, drive safe, loves.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love you.
As she hangs up, click, and the screen turns black. Her words echo in your ears of drive safe. Makoto, you see something whoosh on the road in front of you.
I brake
Oh.
immediately.
Whew. Makoto, you slam the brakes. Everyone else, could I please get a dex saving throw?
Oh boy.
And Asta, if you would roll one for Meatball as well, please.
Sorry, gang. If I told everyone to buckle up before the car ride, do they get to roll with advantage?
Did we all get advantage?
Can Meatball have one of those little dog seats with like where you buckle them in?
Okay, would everyone like to give the help action to Meatball to give Meatball quadruple advantage?
Yeah.
100%. If we can do that.
Always
Yes.
for
I'll
everything.
allow it.
Okay.
All right. So Meatball's rolls. Meatball's rolls are 6, 5, 7, and 3.
Meatball, no!
If you want to give Meatball my dex saving throw modifier, then that'll put him at a 12. But that's if you consider us inseparable enough to use the same stats.
Yeah, well, Makoto, you slammed the brakes, and thankfully because you did, you don't hit this thing as hard as you would have, but you do feel like a huge rush of supernatural energy sort of wrench the van and the wheel out from underneath you. It spins and twirls off the road and slams into a nearby tree. What do we all get for our dex saves, Layla?
Do I need to roll a dex save too?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay, I got a 7.
Woo. Tristan?
19.
19. Makoto.
17.
17. And Asta, what was yours?
18 with a 12 for Meatball if we're doing the
18 with the 12. Yes, awesome. Okay, so, Asta, Tristan, and Makoto, you against the side, but you're doing okay. Layla, you take just one hit point of damage as the van smashes into this tree.
Ow.
Is everyone all right?
I'm okay. Sound off, everybody.
Hey, little buddy. I'll put Meatball in my arms.
After clocking everyone sounding off, I want to do some sort of like insight or perception check. Since that was a rush of supernatural energy, what should I roll?
Let's go with insight.
Insight? You got it.
Yeah.
Oh, 15.
So you know that clusters are built up out of human emotions and they put little warps in reality. And you definitely recognize that as a cluster. And that in this case, the little warp in reality very much had the intent to stop you.
Do I still sense that it's outside specifically?
You can't sense it anymore.
It's gone? All right, I relay that to the group.
Okay.
I'm going to leave the lights on and hop out and just sort of survey the damage to the van and also take a look around to make sure that everything's okay.
All right. Make an investigate check.
Oh no, that's not a good stat for me. 13. Lucky number 13.
Whew. All right. So on a 13, you don't see anything in the surrounding areas. You have a quick look at the van. Do you think Makoto knows a lot about mechanics?
Probably not.
Okay.
I mean, they probably know enough to keep the van going because they are the one responsible bringing the rest of the club to all of these other clients and stuff like that, but like not an expert.
All right. So Makoto, you head around. The damage is not as bad as it could have been. It actually looks like the van's probably still functional. The only problem is that all of the headlights are smashed. And there are no streetlights around. There is nothing for miles in either direction.
Gotcha.
You're pretty sure you can get the van up and running again, but you're not going to be able to see a thing, and no one's going to be able to see you.
Ooh.
That's not good.
Okay. And you said there's a fog rolling in?
There's the fog rolling in.
Cool. I go back and I relay that information to the group. Well, gang, it's not looking too great. We don't have headlights, and with this fog, it'd be quite dangerous for us to drive through it. Rather unsafe. I'd like to check my phone to see if I have any signal.
You check your phone, no signal.
Uh-oh.
Well, I don't know if I could help long enough to really help, but I could make lights. I have a thing I can do. Learned at magic camp.
Tristan, as you mentioned being able to create lights, you actually see a light in the fog, just a small one sort of bobbing through, and as it gets closer you realize that there's a silhouette of a person behind it. A woman sort of in her late 30s with, little bob cut hair is holding a lantern, and you see tucked in her arm some sort of bundle, and she runs up and goes, "Oh my goodness, are you okay? Are you okay?" As she gets closer, you see that it's a first aid kit that she's got under her arm, and she's like, I heard the crash from my house. Does anyone need any help?
We have a few bumps and bruises. I'm gonna say that the window is only cracked open just a little bit, just enough to communicate, but we're not outside. All of us are still inside. Doors are locked.
Tristan's gonna reach over to Mako and say, "Be careful! I saw this exact thing in the adult in alabaster."
I'm afraid I haven't seen that one. Wait, was that the remake or is that the...
Roll perception or insight.
It's...
Anyone who wants to, in fact, can roll
23 on both.
You got this. You got this.
On a 23, you know for a fact that this woman has been in contact with a ghost.
Oh dear. I gotta do a roll just to see if I'm doing this in character or if this is Micah talking. Shout out to Felecia in a time traveling thing we're about to do with Sudden Death and Sudden Life. Yeah, that's just me. All right. Mako's just gonna be like, yeah, we hit a bit of a bump in the road, and it seems to have damaged our car in some way. Where do you live?
Oh, just up the hill? You can't get any cell service out here at night. I don't know why, it just gets weird. But if you kids needed a place to stay, she does recognize all of your expressions. She goes, I have food too. And as she says that, Meatball immediately is like at the window.
Oh. You can bet that I'm right there also doing the exact same thing.
Just
Yeah.
Face just fully planted against the window.
I'll just turn to her and say, "Well, that's very kind of you. If you would allow us to just grab some of our things before we head out."
Sure, of course.
Roll up the window and turn to the rest of the gang and be like, "Well, she seems nice, but..."
What do you think, Meatball?
However, she does seem to be emitting a strong supernatural energy, as if she's been in contact with possibly something stronger than a cluster.
Oh.
She's gonna take us to a creepy house. I just know it. This is the possession of Mountain Manor all over again.
Oh, I don't like that. I mean, what are the chances that she I don't know, she just happened to walk by one?
Although, a creepy haunted house could give me just the research I need for the upcoming production of The Glib Ghost.
And at this moment, my stomach grumbles. Like, really hard.
Unfortunately, I don't think we have much of a choice. We should take her up on her offer, but we should definitely be on our guard.
Agreed.
We're gonna have an adventure.
As you're getting out of the van, she introduces herself. Hi, my name's Chiaki, by the way, and you are?
Hello, Chiaki. I am Makoto, and we are the Occult Studies and Practical Applications Club.
Hello, Tristan.
Hi, Layla.
I'm Asta, and that's Meatball.
Oh, hi, Nicole. And she pulls out like a little doggy biscuit that's like in her pocket, just like, do you mind if I,
Not at all.
Meatball snaps it up, immediately is enjoying himself immensely. And she looks and goes, okay, it is very forward of me to ask, but if you are experts in supernatural events, do you think I could ask for your advice, maybe?
Sure. What's wrong?
Actually, it would be easier if I show you. Do you mind coming back to my place? And she leads you up the hill to her house. It is a gorgeous 2-story house that would make any real estate agent drool. Big screen windows on the front, a wooden porch wrapped all around the side. Oh. She leads you in. It's like, be sure to take off your shoes as you come in. And there's an empty shoe cupboard there for you to leave your shoes. And as you step into the front hallway, you see a portrait, a photo, a grainy black and white photo hanging on the wall, real large, of an elderly gentleman with a very strong jawline, a little bit salt and pepper hair, staring off into the distance very nobly as if he's about to go on an adventure. And she tells you, this is my grandfather, Hideyoshi. He built this house when he first moved here, and it's been a B&B for a while, but we've had to undergo renovations as of late, and all of the workers claim that they think Grandfather Hideyoshi is haunting them. And that can't be true. Like, I know all the stats. You know, a ghost attack is so rare, right? They say that you're more likely to get into a car accident. Oh my goodness, that was really thoughtless. I'm sorry. But surely it's just like clusters and then like, coincidences making the people think that it's a ghost because just a couple unlucky things happened, right?
What makes everyone think it's a ghost?
The usual things here and there. Stuff moving, little reality warping here and there, which again, clusters can do that. Someone did die, but I think it was an accident.
Someone died?
Yeah, they fell out the 2nd-story window in the back, but it's very unsafe there. That's part of the reason we're having renovations. It's just I know my grandpa Hideyoshi, and he was so nice to me when I was a kid, and I can't imagine that he would be haunting this place or hurting anybody.
Did your grandfather live in this house for very long?
Yes, several decades after he built it.
And while that's happening, because I am the sort of like antsy one in the group and whatnot, I'm looking around. Do I notice anything, either like workers or people or just something kind of in the surrounding area?
Yeah, investigate.
Let's see. Bada bing. And that's gonna be a 12. Look, Asta's still waking up. It's nighttime. I haven't eaten yet.
Got into a car accident.
Is Meatball still like with you, or have you let him out to wander around?
No, Meatball's definitely on my side.
Okay, on a 12, you don't see anyone else here, and your best guess is that there's nobody else here. You know, cluing in the fact that she said that there are renovations and things like that, you're going to assume that you are the only ones here at this point in time. But as an expert in the supernatural, your brain sort of starts automatically doing the 4-point hunt system that you're familiar with, of checking different physical traits, and you do find like a really cold spot in a corner.
Yeah, I have no reason to kind of keep this information to myself, so I let the gang know kind of my small little intuition reading of temperature.
Chiaki's like, oh, does that mean something? Is that anything?
It could be. It is merely one sign that there could be some supernatural occurrences happening, but if you allow us to sort of set up our equipment and do some investigating, we can dive further into this.
Okay, I'd appreciate that. I'll go, I'll make something for you to eat then. How does that sound?
Yeah, thank you.
Great.
Sounds great. Thank you.
She walks off, you hear footsteps fade away, a door creaks open and shut, and it is just you in the front hallway with your gear.
I think this is the real deal. We are in the middle of a large head having Joe short story right now.
Tristan, I think you're a little too excited for this.
I mean, we've just never done anything like that before. It's gonna be such a cool story.
And that's why I love your enthusiasm, Tristan. All right, I guess we'll go into like the largest room and just sort of set up a base camp, as it were.
So on this floor, you've got the front hallway. There's a living room area near the back, and there's actually a door that leads to the back garden as well. And then off to the side, there's a kitchen, and you can hear Chiaki moving around in there, cooking and stuff. And those are the three things you have here on the first floor.
Cool.
There is also a staircase in the front hallway that looks a little shaky, leading up to the second floor. But the living room would be your base of operations.
Gotcha. Well, gang, maybe we should split up. Layla, Tristan, now would be the time to do some role research and figure out more about this house and the supposed ghost. And Asta and myself will just sort of take a walk around and get a feel of the area.
Sounds like a plan.
Sure.
Layla and Tristan, you head into the kitchen. You find Chiaki there, whisking up some batter. She's, oh, hi. I hope you like pancakes.
Oh, yes, love them. Just had a quick question. Just wanted to talk to you. Get more information about what's been happening here. So you said your grandfather. What did he actually do for a living?
Well, he was an architect back home, overseas before he moved here. And so, he built this place to remind him of home. But also, he was such a generous man that he wanted it to be a place where anyone could come for rest. So he had lots of guest rooms put in. My idea of turning it into a B&B was kind of to honor him, actually, so that all sorts of travelers could come by and spend the night here.
And, Miss Chiaki, if it isn't too forward or too painful a subject, might I ask how and when your grandfather passed away?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. It's been years. Let's see, how old was I? Was I 8? Was I 9? Several decades.
I couldn't have been more than 1.
Oh, have you considered hosting a B&B? You'd be perfect at it.
Well, thanks so much.
But she puts a hand on your arm and says, but don't you understand? It's been decades. If there were a ghost, why would he start acting up now?
That's a really good question. Has anything changed here lately? Any big emotional event? Sometimes strong emotions can cause things to happen.
Roll insight, both of you.
16.
I rolled a 1.
Oh no!
Are you me in this campaign?
Oh no!
See, what happens is that in talking about this, Tristan thinks back to the reason he doesn't have a stage-facing role in the play this semester, the emotionally charged supernatural event that he caused, and he's just caught up in his own tangle of shame.
Tristan, everything seems fine. She said no, and you believe her.
Great.
Layla, as she says no, you notice that her eyes sort of flick to the corner, and there's a garbage can there. Looks pretty full, but she immediately pulls her gaze away.
So as Layla's listening and talking, I think she wants to stealthily move towards the trash can, like she's looking around. It's kind of like a distraction to take a peek in the garbage can.
Go ahead and roll stealth then.
Stealth. Oh.
Yeah, we are doing this backwards, I think.
Oh yeah.
Tristan, if you wanna play distraction, you can give Layla advantage.
The help action.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know what? I rolled an 18.
18. All right.
Hey.
Yeah. Okay. You sneak over. You start poking around the trash can, and you find most of it, looks like stuff that belongs in all of it looks like stuff that belongs in a trash can. But one of the things, especially with your spiritual sensitivity, does have a little more emotion attached to it than others. It's a little bit angry, and it's just a piece of paper that's been balled up, wadded up, and thrown in.
Oh. Can I get in it? I don't want to. She's gonna know.
Get in the trash.
To actually dig around in her trash, though, that's gonna be a pretty high DC.
That's gonna be weird. You know what? I have an idea. I will probably wait. I will make a mental note of that, and then come back and kind of like wait for her to bring us the food. Then probably go back in. So I make a mental note of that and turn back to her and say, Chiaki, so if you don't mind, how close were you with your grandfather? I recently lost a grandparent too, and I understand how tough that can be.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But I would love to know your relationship with him.
She looks a little hesitant, like, I don't remember him that well because I was so very young, but all of my memories are quite fond.
If you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
She blushes a little bit. Good, I'm 38.
Okay, you look great, by the way. I love whatever moisturizer you're using. It's fantastic.
Thank you. Meanwhile, as moisturizer tips are being traded, Asta and Makoto, you're doing a run of the layout of the house. The house is actually built pretty well, the layout, and you can find like a lot of spaces where you can place your sensors following the 4-point hunt system to make sure that you can check for ghosts. Are you dropping those sensors right now, or are you going to come back later and do that?
While the other two have Chiaki sort of distracted, I think we would be placing the sensors around. I would like to investigate that cold spot that Asta had pointed out earlier.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigate as well, and in fact, both of you roll perception while you do it.
Perception, great, okay. 13 on my perception and 15 on my investigation.
All right, on investigate, you check out that cold spot. Asta's instincts were correct. Specifically, you take the temperature of that, and then you move a couple feet away and take the temperature again and look for differences. It's really like the difference in temperature that matters the most. And you find it's strong. There's a vast difference. You know immediately this is supernatural energy. This is absolutely happening. He was right.
Gotcha.
And as Makoto is doing this, Asta, you're also standing a few steps away. You hear a low rumbling, like a male voice whispering at the lowest frequency possible.
Get out of my house.
Hairs start to rise. I'm already freaking out.
It's very interesting. Strange temperature differentiations right here.
And I just very, very slowly, as my hands are shivering, trying to touch Mako on the shoulder.
What? What?
Get out of here!
We can't get out. We have to stay here, Asta.
There was a guy, and he said in my ear, he said, get out of here, and it sounded really angry, and I really don't like the look of this.
Asta, there's no one here.
No, I promise, I heard it, it was in my ear, it was literally right here.
You heard a voice tell you to get out?
Yes.
Meatball, his ears perk up, like, nods in agreement.
See?
Where were you when you heard that?
And I take like 2 steps back.
Yeah.
Did I not hear that?
You did not hear it.
Interesting.
Huh.
It was right here.
Can I roll an insight check on the house?
Sure,
See
what
if
are
I-
you looking for?
If I sense like malevolent intent?
Okay.
13 plus, what is it? Plus 5, 18?
18 insight? You can't tell where it's coming from, but you do trust that someone in this house wants you out.
Okay.
As you're thinking this, you hear Chiaki yell, pancakes are ready!
So at this point, I'm sorry, food is not hitting me right now. I am in full fight or flight, and by that I mean flight or flight mode. I start talking really loudly, and I just start apologizing, and I'm just like, I'm so sorry.
Asta?
We're gonna go ahead and get out.
Asta?
We're on our way out right now, and I do like one of those like comedic like 180 turns and start going toward the door.
Very much
Alright.
like a choreographed dance, I grab Asta by the wrist and twirl him around back towards me. Be like, Asta, listen to me. Everything's going to be okay. Remember, this is what we do. Everything's going to be fine. I understand you're afraid, and to be frank, so am I. But that's okay. You're still here, and that shows true courage.
And despite my just emotions being at a full-on 20 out of 10, Makoto's words, I'm not gonna say comfort me to full alleviation,
Of course not.
but they definitely help me adjust a little bit. So instead of a 20, I'm like at I'll say a 15, maybe a 14 as we're walking Pancakes.
All right, you make it to the kitchen. There's a sweet little breakfast nook attached to the kitchen where Chiaki's laid out stacks of pancakes. There's a mixed berry compote. There's syrup. There's butter. There's whipped cream. Anything you could hope for. She's got a little bowl of like chocolate chips you could sprinkle on it and things like that. Although as she walks out with it, she does boop Meatball and goes, "These ones aren't for you, okay?" And puts them on the table. And then she just sort of starts serving you, and she looks really pleased to be taking care of people. Oh. There's a glow to her that you didn't see earlier as she's serving out food for all of you.
Hospitality definitely suits you, Miss Chiaki. Are there no other guests staying here right now?
Not at the moment because we're under renovations. But on the bright side, that means there are plenty of rooms for you to stay in.
Are any of the workers staying here?
No, because they think the place is haunted. They don't like to stay here after dark. That's when the electricity goes out and the phones stop working. During the day, everything's fine.
I kind of lock eyes with Asta for a second and go, and so no one else is staying here? Aside from us and yourself?
It's just us.
Interesting. Oh, I'm so sorry for the trouble, but would you mind getting an extra bowl for Meatball for, like, water? The poor thing has been out all day, and I think it would be very helpful.
Oh, yes, of course. Oh, precious. So the breakfast nook is attached to the kitchen so the two of them can see each other. However, she disappears out of the kitchen. Once again, you hear footsteps, you hear a door, like, swing open and shut, and she's gone. Yeah, you've got some time alone.
Cool.
Okay, so real quick, since she's out, me and Tristan were talking to her, and she eyed the trash can, and I kind of took a look. It looks like there's like a bundled up piece of paper that she was looking at. So now that she's out, I'm gonna go try to grab it really quick and look at it. So Layla kind of gets up kind of quietly and goes over to the trash. You said she's not in there, right?
Yeah, she's out of the room. She left.
Out of the room. Okay, so she goes in there and tries to dig for that piece of paper. Do I need to make a roll for that or anything? Or?
No, since she's out of the room, it's fine. You grab it, you pull it out, it's wadded up very, very ferociously. You can almost feel the anger of it as whoever wadded this up tightened into the biggest ball possible, or the smallest ball possible. You smooth it out. It's very glossy, thick paper. And as you smooth it out, you see a full-color photograph of a man with perfect teeth in a suit smiling. There's a logo at the top that says Von Realty, and there's a very friendly message inside saying, "Hello, Miss Chiaki. We're so happy to make contact with you, and we're really excited about this wonderful B&B you've been building. We were just wondering if you'd like to sell it to us." And it's written in a very, very friendly manner.
While Layla is uncrumpling that piece of paper, I'll say to the group, well, we did some temp checks, and there's definitely some sort of supernatural thing happening here in terms of those cold spots, but more pressingly, Asta heard a voice.
Yeah, there's a guy in my ear, and he said, "Get over." He didn't sound too friendly either.
A voice telling us to get out. More troubling, I did not hear that.
Oh.
Which makes me worry that either my ability is failing me in the moment, or there's something a little more devious at play here.
Oh, please don't tell me I'm gonna be next.
That does seem to rule out a non-supernatural force for only one of you to hear it so close to each other.
Mm-hmm.
In the background, you can faintly hear me telling Meatball I leave all of my belongings to them.
You hear a door swing open, footsteps, and Chiaki returns with a bowl. Roll deception real quick, with advantage.
Okay. Deception. Oh, 20.
Disgrace.
Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural 20 or?
No, 19 plus 1.
Gotcha.
So Gmail 20, you tuck it away in your pocket. She doesn't notice. She lays the bowl down on the ground for Meatball. Says, is there anything else that I can get you?
Oh no, this is fantastic. Thank you so much.
Yes.
You've been so wonderful.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Well, I'm honestly very, very tired right now, so I'm gonna go to bed. Just put your dishes in the sink and I'll take care of them in the morning. All the bedrooms are on the second floor. The first one is mine. You can take any of the others you like, all right?
Well, thank you so much for your hospitality. We really appreciate it.
Oh, goodness, no, and thank you, and I'm so sorry to leave you. I am really tired.
That's
Understandable.
fair. Get some
I
rest.
was like, thanks.
And she leaves, and you hear her go up that set of stairs on the front hallway, and as you do, you can kind of hear, like, the floorboard sagging a little bit, like, creak, 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 thunk, creak, creak, as she heads upstairs, leaving you to the last of your pancakes. You've been making pretty good work of this. Makoto and Asta, the sensors that you have left around the first floor, have been feeding information into your little handhelds and stuff, and you look down, and the readings all say strong supernatural energy. Like the difference in temperatures, the electrical fluctuations, everything says without a doubt. You haven't seen it yet, but this does hint very strongly that there is a ghost here.
So far we've only had temperature fluctuations, but we haven't had a lot of reality warping, perhaps a physical manifestation.
Yeah, you've had electrical
On the
interference, you've had
outside.
temperature.
We've had 3 out of the 4. Oh, technically, I've had 3 out of the 4.
Yeah.
Yes. Physical manifestations, one has been experienced. You haven't had that last one yet.
As we're eating, I just turn to the gang and go, well, gang, what do we make of this mystery so far?
Do we feel strongly enough? Because, it'd be really cool if it was a ghost, but it's never a ghost. Do we feel that we can rule out either some sort of ploy by this real estate company to chase people away? You know, we've already got people who won't stay here because they think it's haunted. Somebody's died here, which I would love more information about, but I want to keep her up. And then we have that event happening, this threat to this family business. Could it be Miss Chiaki's feelings about it are creating these disturbances?
And a very uncharacteristic, because I'm just like kind of caught up in the food. My gears aren't really, my anxiousness isn't really turning right now. But as I'm just like scarfing down pancakes and whatnot, I'm just like, well, you know, there's still the thing about the guy who fell off and died off the top of the story. Maybe we need to investigate that. But
yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
That's a good point. I wish we had our phones so that we could look at more information about that.
Well, I suppose it couldn't hurt to look around the house to see if we can gather more clues.
All right. Everybody roll investigate.
I would like to go to the hallway again and take a look at that picture of Grandfather Hideyoshi.
Awesome.
And you said roll investigate?
Yeah, let's get an investigate roll.
You got it.
Sweet.
All
The
right,
Ray
what you got,
rolls
Makoto?
are back, gang. That's a nat 1, and I have a -1 to my investigation, so
Ooh, okay, so 0. Awesome.
enjoy that. But
0.
But let me be very
But.
clear, it's a really good 1. Like, 1 may be the loneliest number, but it's also the best, so DM?
Okay, well, Layla, what'd you get for your investigate?
I had a 19 plus 6, so 25.
Awesome. Yeah, Layla, as you wander around, you actually do find a cluster just off in a corner somewhere.
Oh.
And with your sensitivity, you can tell that it was probably left by a couple people, and you're gonna guess just like the builders maybe are starting to be very afraid of this place, and they're leaving clusters in this space. But you can clean that out right quick if you want.
Yeah, sure. I'm going to go ahead and use Chill Touch on that cluster just to kind of get rid of it.
Awesome. You reach out, you touch it, it's gone with just a bit of your magic, no problem.
Sweet.
Asta, what's your investigate?
13.
13. Okay.
Lucky number?
Are you on the first floor still, or have you decided to go up to the second floor?
Oh, I'm trying to keep away until forced.
Okay.
I don't want to go where there's a death.
All right. So you wander around the first floor. On a 13, you don't hear a whole lot, but you do hear like a flutter of a sound that you don't recognize immediately what that is, but you can't tell what is happening, and you can't tell where it came from either.
I jump left. I jump right. I jump behind.
Nothing happens. Tristan, what'd you get on your investigate?
I got a GMO 20.
GMO 20, awesome.
Yeah.
And where are you looking? First floor, second floor?
I haven't been up to the second floor except sort of briefly, so I'd like to be up there to get a lay of the land.
All right. You head up to the second floor. You feel the wooden boards feel so unsteady underneath you as you head up those steps. That creak, thunk, creak as you get there. And as soon as you arrive, like directly in front of you is another one of those huge round windows that were like on the front of the house. There's one in the back as well. True to what Chiaki told you earlier, there's no screen, and it does open outwards. Like, it would not be hard to fall out of this window on accident.
Like to get cautiously closer, just to look around at the floor in particular and just see if there's anything else there. But I'd also like to pose in front of it in the moonlight while I'm all alone.
Awesome.
And,
Can I make a performance check, please?
oh
Yes.
my gosh. I rolled a 20. I can't remember my performance modifier, but I know it's good.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Nat 20?
So not 20, Tristan.
Plus 6.
Oh my goodness. You look awesome.
I stare into the moonlight and I say, quoth the corvid, not again.
Yeah, Tristan, you look awesome. This is amazing. This is the greatest thing. It's like a total shame
Top
that
button
no
just
one else
slightly open, a little bit of a
Yeah.
breeze.
Yeah, like the
Amazing.
fan comes from nowhere.
Yeah. But
Good,
yeah,
it felt
you
right.
you
Incredible.
examine the windowsill a little bit, and you find a little bit of like this rusty, brownish, reddish something just right underneath the sill, and it's really sharply cut off, as if there was more and someone wiped it all off but didn't get the under part of the sill.
Oh.
Do I have the wherewithal to think that perhaps this is blood?
Is that Tristan's first thought?
Blood?
I think so, yeah. Because he's already thinking that there may have been foul play on this window.
All right. Yeah. Yeah, so Tristan's pretty sure it's blood. I'll back that up. It's blood.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Kind of uncharacteristically, that gets Tristan a little shivery, and he's gonna try to go back downstairs and meet up with the gang.
As you head downstairs, the stairs are leading into the front hallway. You see Makoto trying to look around and investigate on your 0, I believe. However, because you narrated to me exactly what you wanted, and you are looking at that portrait of Grandpa Hideyoshi, I will tell you, when you first came in, Grandpa Hideyoshi was staring off into the distance, ready for adventure, and his face is still facing in that direction, but his eyes have turned, be looking directly at you.
No!
The hell no!
Yipes on bikes. I don't.
I need to be very clear. Mako, this activates something very instinctual in them. Their eyes narrow and they just make direct eye contact unflinchingly. But me, Micah, scared as all hell. I don't like this and I want to stop playing.
All right, Tristan, as you're coming down the staircase, you see this happening.
Ooh, okay. Well, against my better judgment, maybe this is where my Nat 1 can come into play. I am gonna put a hand on the picture and just see what I can sense.
Oh.
All right. Yeah. Mako, roll perception.
Not great. 12.
Well, there's too much going on spiritually in this house, too many different things. You know, Layla hasn't told you yet, but having found a cluster left by a bunch of strangers, there's just too many things happening all at once.
Would it be safe to assume that, like, with my sense, it just kind of sounds like a lot of, like, talking overlapping, like a lot of noise?
Yeah, it's a lot of noise, a lot of different voices. You cannot tell if anything specifically is happening here.
Gotcha.
Seeing that direct eye contact, I just say, that is such a main character move.
Well said, Tristan.
I think I have something to show everybody, but I don't want to wake Miss Chiaki, but I went up and I saw the window.
Right.
And I think there's blood, and I think someone tried to clean it up.
Oh. Is everyone still separated? Is it only me and Tristan?
Yeah, it's a pretty small house though, so if you were to call like loudly enough, you probably wouldn't wake Chiaki and you could just get everyone to come back.
Since I have been trained in the art of projecting to the back of the theater, I will call out to gather our friends. Friends! To me!
Do I recognize this as Tristan's voice? Or does this sound like another just...
Okay, you know what? Why don't you roll insight?
That's
but
actually
you know
really great.
Tristan, so you get advantage.
Alright, and that's gonna be a 10.
A 10. A 10 does clear it.
Okay.
Okay.
In fact, actually, roll perception as well.
That's gonna be a 23.
23. Okay, first off, you recognize Tristan's voice, but also you realize that the voice you heard earlier, you don't know how to describe it, but it is fundamentally different than the way Tristan's voice is like bouncing off of the walls in here.
Okay, cool. So, I'm still a scaredy cat though, so I feel like upon hearing this call, my first thing is like a jump up, just like kind of karate chop-ish kind of like stance.
Excellent. I'm into it.
I process it. I'm still a little freaked out, and I just like scurry on to where the projection is coming from.
Cool. All right, yeah, you're on the front hallway now. Tristan, you gonna take him upstairs?
I am.
All right, as you all walk up these stairs, Makoto and Layla, can I get a wisdom saving throw from both of you?
Oh boy.
Wisdom save?
Yes, please.
Oh, joy. I got a 6.
Ooh.
Oh no. I have a 7.
Well,
all right, awesome. No problem. Tristan, you lead everyone up to the...
What do you mean?
so wait a minute.
No problem. Don't worry about it. Anyway, move on.
It's okay.
I'm so scared right now.
You head up to the top of the stairs. You have the window. Give your little your talk. Explain to everyone what you found.
Oh, absolutely. He's in full detective mode here. So, as you can see, the window is unscreened and it does open outward, which is consistent with the story we heard of a fall. But if you will direct your attention here, you will see a blood stain sharply cut off as though someone has tried to clean the evidence.
Oh, Asta, what are you thinking as you're looking at this?
I'm slowly inching backwards toward the stairs.
As you do, Asta, you and Tristan both hear a scream pierce through the darkness, followed by the sound of just footsteps banging on the staircase, rushing up. You hear that squeak, 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 and then a shatter of something breaking, and another scream. Both of you feel something cold like rush through you and out the window. And as you turn around and look back to where the sound came from, you realize that Makoto and Layla did not join you at the top of these stairs. They both stopped halfway up and are both standing there completely still. Layla, Makoto, it's very dark, and all you can hear is someone screaming, "Help, please find me."
And we can't see anything?
You can't see anything.
Can we see each other at least? Or
You can
nothing?
sense each other, but you can't see anything.
Man.
Crap. Layla tries to kind of like reach out a little bit to see if she can see where Makoto is. So she goes, Makoto?
I'm here, Layla.
What's happening?
I don't know. But it's all right. I know you're here, and that actually gives me great comfort. Everything's gonna be fine. Keep your senses about you, and we'll figure this out.
Okay.
Tristan? Asta?
You don't hear them. They can't hear you. As you call out, you hear the voice saying again, "Please help. It's further down, further down."
Further down.
Further down?
I'm gonna call out, whoever you are, we're on our way. We will help. And I look down?
You look down and you suddenly feel yourself falling and a sharp pain searing through your stomach. Asta and Tristan, both of your friends, are standing completely still on this one stair step together, but suddenly both of them are back with you. And you find yourself standing right here in the middle of the staircase with your friends looking at you all worried.
I look down. Am I bleeding? Am I hurt?
No.
Tristan is like trying to reach, like, not taking eyes off of the other two, but reaching for Asta and just saying, "Oh, buddy. Oh, bro. Oh, buddy, bro. Oh, buddy, bro."
I'm even more incomprehensible. So for me, I will have fallen to the floor. So I'm holding on to Tristan's leg.
I'm just gonna like pet your head. Just, yeah, man. Yeah. Yeah.
So, out of curiosity, is it just the four of us?
It's just the four of you. You don't see
All right.
anyone else.
Cool.
The house is silent again.
Gotcha. You've seen Mako do this before. Something in their eyes kind of like flicks on, and they go, "All right, gang. Looks like we have another mystery on our hands. Time to switch on. I know you've heard me say this before. It still remains true. All of you are excellent at what you do, the best when it comes to spiritual ability," and goes on a very long, sort of encouraging speech about how you all can do this. I believe in you, and no matter what happens, we're here for each other. No one's alone in this, all right? And you guys get 8 temporary HP from my inspiring senpai feat. And Mako just goes into full-on work mode.
So you have decided to do a little more searching and trying to figure out what's going on. You are currently on the staircase all together. Makoto and Layla still standing on the step where you froze earlier.
I'm gonna try to look for like any other, I guess, spiritual things that catch my eye. Something that would give me clues to where the voice is coming from.
Are you going to check further downstairs? Is that what you're going to do?
Yes.
Cool. I think Makoto is going to fixate on the stairs a bit.
Okay.
From where they're standing, kind of step back down, and then step back up over that spot.
Onto the step, or like, are you trying to go over the
Onto
step?
the step.
Okay. Go and roll investigate.
Must I?
You got this.
Roll better. I meant much better.
That is 5.
Okay, anyone who wants to can roll investigate.
Okay. Oh, investigate.
I min-maxed on other stats.
Oh, 19.
19, awesome.
17.
Nice.
17.
So my investigation is a 27.
Are we up and looking around now, or are you still like on Tristan's leg and we're both just like panicked eye darting?
I like to imagine Tristan is strong.
I like
And
this.
thus the leg. I am still on the leg, but Tristan's movements propel me with it.
Yes. Pilot me like one leg of a Zord. Just
That's funny.
Excellent. All right, Makoto, maybe it's because you're in the center of this that you don't notice as quickly as everyone else around you. But you take one step down and you feel that step sag underneath you. And you step back up to where you were and thunk. It's very solid. All right, Layla, you rolled, was that a 19?
Yes.
So you head downstairs to look around, and you have a direct view of the back door of the house. It's made out of glass, so you can actually sort of see outside. It's quite dark, so you can't make out much. But as you're looking at it, you realize if you look at the top of the stairs where the window is, and the back door beneath, like if someone fell out of that window, you'd be able to see through the glass back door. You'd be able to see them land from there.
Okay.
And as you're thinking about this, you do see something move right outside the door.
She goes to tell them, like, hey guys, I found something really interesting. If anyone wants to come with, that's cool. I'm just gonna go check it out really quick.
Yeah, I would like to not be by this window.
Sweet.
From the window, can I see anything down below?
Sure. Let's see.
Do I have to?
Yeah,
will I have to lean out the window in order to see?
You will have to lean out in order to see anything directly below you.
Evens, yes. Odds, no. I do not. I join everyone else.
All right, so you head downstairs. As you look out, you see something moving, and as it gets closer and moves, you can sort of start to make out its edges, and it looks very person-shaped. It does appear to be a human of some sort, except for the fact that when it turns, you see like where its eyes would be are just these perfectly circular little points of light. And it comes up to the glass and starts sort of grabs the handle and shakes it a little bit.
Sorry, there was thunder that just happened when you jiggled the handle, and I was like, no.
You see it sort of reach around. It seems to grab something and then come back, and as it shakes the handle again, you hear it click, click of the lock actually being undone.
Oh, man.
You have half a second to choose where you want to be when this door opens.
I go for the door.
Are you gonna hold it?
And I'm gonna do my best to hold it shut.
Tristan is going to try to sort of take point, but also keep one leg behind him so that he can still be in front of Asta, but also Layla.
Layla uses Mage Hand to also help hold the door.
Ooh. Oh,
All right,
good
so
spell.
that's an extra 10 pounds. Awesome.
Yes, something, just in case.
I just ate a bunch of food, so add an extra 5 on top of that.
Awesome. Yeah, I'll make a roll real quick. Okay, Mako, could I get a strength check from you?
For sure. Saving throw or just
Just a check.
just a check? You got it.
Just a check.
Just strength. What is my strength? That is a 14.
14. All right. As you all lean against the door together, you feel a little pressure as the thing outside tries to open the door, but obviously it can't. It pauses a little bit, sort of steps back. It looks like it's examining. And then you feel the handle turn again and push a much harder one. The door opens real quick and, of course, slams shut with all you leaning against it. The thing steps back a little more, sort of examines, peers inside, and you hear, "Well, what the crap?"
Oh, is that a person?
Who are you and what do you want?
The head bobs back a little bit, and you see those points of light moving back and forth, and you hear a voice outside be like, "Makoto, is that you?"
What?
What?
Makoto, you actually recognize this voice because you've heard it before. It belongs to a man who occasionally does panel shows on TV with your mother talking about spiritual events. This is Orion Hunter, ghost hunter extraordinaire, and the creator of the 4-point hunt system.
Oh. I open the door and go, Orion?
Figure steps inside. As he does and straightens out, you realize, yeah, he's a human. He reaches up and pulls off a pair of night vision goggles from his head. You see his hair's a little bit of a mess. He's got pierced ears. In one ear he has an iron earring, and the other one a silver one. And at his belt he's got a rapier and a bunch of like vials of salt and stuff. On the other side he's got the usual ghost hunting tools like the temperature gun, etc. And he looks around and goes, "What are you doing here?"
I could ask you the same question.
I'm on a job. You weren't hired to do the same job, were you?
Who hired you?
Well, that I can't tell you, but I mean, if you're here, someone else must be interested in this place too, right?
Consider it a happy accident.
Oh, okay.
Hang on. Let me rewind. I am just immediately not trusting just because Micah's scared. Does Mako have direct history with Orion Hunter?
No direct history. Because Orion is more of a ghost hunter and your mom is more of a medium, they do have a little bit of a clash of opinions because mom's very much about, we gotta understand them to help them pass on. And he's very much, we gotta fight them to help them pass on. But in general, they respect each other very much. He's always treated you very kindly. And, he is the originator of the 4-point system that has saved many, many lives.
And that we use.
Ghost hunters and other people. Like, it's the system that you use. So, in the industry, he's well respected. And even though your mom doesn't always agree with him, they do respect each other professionally.
Cool. Whatever my mom thinks of him is probably what I think of him. Because I trust my mom very much in regards to her intuition with people. With the living. So I'll be like, we ran into some trouble on the road back from a job, and we're staying here for the night.
He pulls out a little leather-bound notebook and immediately starts writing. All right, interesting. That's already a point in favor of. Snaps it shut. And then just sort of walks past you and starts pulling out his gear and setting up. You notice that he's putting these little measurement things exactly where you and Asta placed all of yours earlier. In order to measure supernatural activity. Just, all right, let's have a look.
Mr. Hunter, why come in through the back door? If you were hired for a job, why didn't you come in and ring the doorbell or knock on the front door? We could have let you in and avoided this entire awkward situation.
Well, this place was supposed to be deserted. I didn't think there was going to be anyone here, and I didn't want to see anyone to see me go in through the front because then that would be weird.
This place is not deserted, though.
What? What day is today? He pulls out his things. No, I'm here on the correct day. They said that I'd be the only one here.
I'll turn to Layla and go, Layla, darling, if you could, would you mind going upstairs and seeing our Miss Chiaki to see if she would come down and...
Oh, sure. Absolutely.
This is her house, after all. And mind your steps.
Absolutely. And Layla leaves to go upstairs.
If I can disentangle Magabro Asta, Tristan's gonna head up the stairs with Layla, just safety in numbers.
Oh yeah, I'll make eye contact with Tristan and be like, good call.
I guess I'm gonna start chatting up our friend over here.
Yeah, you have like a plus 10 to your charisma, right?
Very charismatic. Orion's going around the room taking readings and stuff. Asta, what do you say?
Well, I happen to put my technological reading devices in the same exact spots.
Oh, these are yours! That's pretty cool. The Mark 7, newest on the market. I'm impressed.
We try.
He pulls out a sensor and goes, this is the 7.1. The company sent it to me earlier just to test it out.
What? I immediately start going toward it. Don't know. I'm gonna grab it.
Yeah, roll sleight of hand.
Plus that. It's a 10.
Can I give Asta the help action?
How would you narrate how that would happen?
Mako will grab Orion Hunter's wrist and kind of pivot in a way just to be like, wow, this is the 7.1? Fascinating! Just to hold it still long enough that Asta could maybe swipe it.
Sure, alright. Go ahead and roll with advantage, Asta.
13.
Okay, Mako, you grab Orion's wrist and turn, and as you do, he grabs yours and sort of pivots back and goes, "Oh, kid, your mom told me you were pretty good, but yeah, she was right."
Thank you.
And then out of the corner of his eye, he kind of leans over. You can have that when I'm done with it, but I do need to take readings first.
And I just place it back.
Awesome, appreciate it.
We're doing great.
No offense, kids. It's just, and he points to the sensors that you've left because they're still all there, and he's just like laying his right next to yours, or sometimes even on top of them. He's like, "No offense, it's not that I don't trust you. It's just that since this is my job, I can't say that a bunch of kids did all these readings for me and just go off of that. Like, very unprofessional. But it's not you. I promise. It's not you. I gotta do it."
Fair enough.
Layla and Tristan, you head up the staircase, knock on the first door on the landing, and you don't hear any response.
Hello? Miss Chiaki, are you in there? Okay, she tries to open the door a little bit.
It is not locked.
She opens the door and
Alright.
kind of peeks her head in.
Sure, it's pretty dark in here.
I am going to use dancing lights, which creates like 4 spectral torch-sized lights. They can appear as torches, lanterns, or glowing orbs. I'm definitely giving myself an old-timey lantern to float in front of me.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
The room lights up, and it's a very nice bedroom. It feels very cozy, very lived in. There's a dresser, makeup, hairbrush on top of it. There's a bed that's completely made. You can see like a closet with clothes hanging there. It definitely feels like somebody lives in here, but you don't see Chiaki anywhere.
She had
weird.
mentioned that her room doubles as her study. So can we kind of, glancing around, see a separate portion of it where she may have gone?
Yeah, you don't see the study in here. You do see like a desk with some papers on it and stuff, and if you want to do an investigate and rifle through them.
Sure do. That'll be a 22.
Okay, yeah, you got it.
All right. Yeah, Tristan, you look through the papers. At the school, your home ec class doesn't really do finance very often, but knowing that you want to be an actor, you on your own have learned how to handle your own finances as a self-employed person running your own business. So you actually recognize what is happening here. The money's not great.
Uh-oh.
It's not bad, but it's not great. It's a little bit tight. And you do find some more pieces of paper, like letters and stuff, not just from Von Realty, but from all sorts of people trying to buy up this property and sending all sorts, like increasingly large numbers of offers. Some of them are disguised to look like government notices or something, so to trick someone into trying to sell. But it looks like there are a lot of people who want this really nice piece of property, and it looks like Chiaki was struggling to hold on.
Are there any dates that I can discern on these offers?
The most recent date you can find is from last week.
Interesting.
I relay all of this to Layla sort of as I rifle through them in real time. But where did she go?
I don't know. I don't see her anywhere.
So standing next to each other, you both feel a weird little like rumble or a pulsing inside of your head, and then a very low male voice saying,
"Get out of my house."
Oh.
Oh.
Did you hear that?
I'm sure they're just having a normal time up there.
Good and fine and normal.
Having a great conversation with Miss Chiaki.
If we turn to look, we can't see that anything is there.
Anything.
Tristan's gonna take a more direct approach and try to speak to whatever this entity is. Say, who is in the room with us now?
Roll persuasion. With advantage.
Dang it, that's the wrong window. I'm coming. It's happening.
We're doing it.
So look out, because when she does.
Yeah.
Once I find my dice, it's over for you.
That is a GMO 20.
Oh,
Awesome. All right, GMO 20, you don't hear anything in response.
Even with the 20.
Even with a 20.
Let's try that again.
Even
Let's
with
try
a
that again.
GMO 20.
GMO 20, DM. Like,
You
persuasion, right? Like,
don't hear anything in response.
Gosh, Tristan isn't as sort of supernaturally attuned, but I feel like I've been pretty affected by the spiritual tonight. So, were I to roll like an insight or a perception, could I sort of feel out whether it seems like I'm not getting a response because there is nothing here?
Okay, yeah, roll insight and we'll see what we can give you.
Ew. Oh, no. Well, hey, that'll be 18 with my one,
bad.
my one perception, my one whiz.
So on an 18, you do feel sort of supernatural stuff around here. You felt it in the whole house, and you definitely feel it here, but you don't necessarily feel intent. And you know that a ghost has to have intent for it to count as a ghost. It has to have something that it wants. And you don't really feel that at the moment, not in this room. Meanwhile, downstairs, Orion Hunter has finished all of his measurements, and he's looking through them, going, okay. Whoa, okay. And you kids, have you had any contact, seen any warps in reality, encountered anything in particular?
there is one thing that did stand out.
Mm-hmm.
As we were traversing the stairs, something very strange happened. A friend of mine and I were suddenly just frozen on the staircase, and we heard a voice speaking to us. But everything went dark. We couldn't see anything. We didn't even know where each other was. And there seems to be something very troubling about that staircase.
Ah, classic ghost behavior. Asking for help or something like that?
Yes.
All right, show me.
I take him to the stairs.
Asta, could I get an investigation check from you?
Yeah. Bada bing and a bada boom. That's gonna be a 26.
Woo!
Ooh.
Asta! So as Makoto leads Orion to the staircase, you get a little peek into his notebook and see all the numbers that he's written down. The measurements that he took are exactly the same as yours. Now, ghosts famously fluctuate a lot and are not reliable, which is oftentimes why you have to place many, many sensors in a room in order to tell what is going on. So the fact that every sensor he placed read the same exact thing yours did is weird.
Gotcha.
You arrive at the staircase, and you show him the step?
Yes.
All right. He leans down, has a look at it. He's going to roll an investigate check of his own. And goes, okay. So this one appears to have been installed very recently. I'd say days, even. Interesting. And the rest, and he bounces up and down them, and they sag very dangerously under him as he's doing it.
Please stop doing that.
Okay. No, but this one is new. Something broke this, and someone put a new one in place.
Interesting.
And you were frozen here.
Yes.
He once again is examining us. Ooh. Looks like the start of a death glow, kids.
What?
If someone didn't die here, this is at least where they started to die.
Interesting.
And I start to tug at him a little bit. Out of curiosity, the readings that you got.
Yeah.
How close to mine would you say they are? And I give my readings.
He examines both of them, and his brow furrows immediately, and he catches on to what you're doing. These are exactly the same numbers, and they really shouldn't be.
Yeah, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't say that.
That can't be right. And he turns back to Mako. When you were on this, were there any instructions or anything other than asking for help?
It did mention to us that we should probably look further below.
Okay, so have you?
We've tried at least going downstairs. That's actually when we bumped into you.
Ah, I got it. All right, well, let's go further than that then. Where's the basement?
What basement?
Is there not a basement?
Not that we know of.
Go ahead and roll insight.
Does a 23 get me anything?
23 gets you a lot. 23 gets you that Chiaki made pancakes for you. But when you were in the kitchen, you didn't see any ingredients there. And when she left to get a bowl, she left the kitchen.
Oh man, there's so many things crashing in my brain right now. Mako's gonna go downstairs to the kitchen. How many doors are there in the kitchen?
You don't see any doors other than like the one that leads in from the living room and then another one out back to the main hallway. However, make an investigate check.
Roll high. Roll higher than you've been doing by a lot. Five?
5. Interesting. Asta, where are
Really
you right
bad
now?
at investigating.
I'm always behind my friends.
All right. Asta, as you're walking behind and Makoto's wandering around trying to find something, feel a little wiggle at your side, and Meatball, worms his way out of your little carrying thing and starts sniffing around, and then walks up to a panel in a wall and just sort of scratches at it.
Huh? What is it, boy?
That is the bark he makes for food.
Oh, have you found the goods? So start inching, investigate this area.
The minute you touch it, little click, soft click, and a door swings open, revealing a very narrow set of stairs going down.
Whoa.
Oh.
Well done, you two.
Ugh.
Is Orion nearby?
Yeah, I think he followed you in to
Cool.
look around. He sees and goes, up, see, there it is. That's where we should be going. He goes, wait, you're not even licensed ghost hunters. What am I saying we should be going? And he pulls a little glow stick, snaps it, and goes, I'll go first, and heads down the staircase into the darkness. You watch him descend and see the green light just fade away. Tristan and Layla, you are still upstairs, and whatever was talking to you is no longer talking to you, no matter what you try.
Before we leave the room, I'd love to take a look just to see if there is like a trap door or any sort of artificial exit from this room that we don't see. In my production of The Very Sads, got to use that as a makeshift sewer to pop up out of. So.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigate.
It was very good. Production values are great for that.
You. Oh, that's not a great roll.
No, it is, because you rolled a 17 plus your modifier.
Plus my modifier? Mm-hmm. Wow, that is plus 4.
Ooh.
Oh my goodness, 21. Yeah, so you do all the things. You put your hands on the wall, you knock on, looking for hollow spaces, you pull every book out of the shelf and so on. And you eventually do find a panel where you just push softly, and it leads to a staircase, very narrow staircase, leading downwards.
Oh.
Put the candle back.
Team? Gang? We found something and also lost something.
Coincidentally, so did we.
You share all of your knowledge with each other, but as you do, you hear, like very faintly and distantly, a shout, and it's Orion's voice. What the? And then it gets cut off.
Uh-oh.
Gang, let's head down.
Okay.
Yes, together we go into the creepy basement.
What could go wrong, right? But at least we're doing this together.
Teamwork.
May I know the order that you go down the stairs?
Mako will go first.
Okay.
Tristan will try to take up the rear if at all possible, to just sort of vanguard,
All right.
Layla will go after Makoto.
All right.
I guess I don't got a choice.
Awesome.
Would you feel better if I gave you a little treat?
No.
Are you sure? Would you do it for a Parmesan crisp?
Okay, maybe.
How about 2?
And don't mind if I do.
You descend down the
That's
staircase.
great.
It is getting darker as you go, and just as you feel like you can't really see anything that's going on, you do see a small prick of light on one of the steps. And as you get closer, you see a glow stick just lying on the ground.
hell
I'm going
no.
to take my phone out and just turn on the flashlight just to see how it's working.
All right. Your phone is turning on. You still have no signal.
Cool. Well, then I'll keep the flashlight on and then pick up the glow stick and just sort of look around and have that sort of guide our steps.
All right. As you sweep it around, you realize that you're on a walkway that's like above a basement below that is holding all sorts of supplies and things. You see crates of food and other stuff. And as you sweep it around, you see on the back far wall down below in the basement, you see Orion. He's covered in sort of this black goo, and it's just covering his entire body, and it's got him pinned up against the wall. And the minute you see him, all of you hear the voice this time saying,
I told you to get out of my house.
and the doors above you slam shut. You're in the darkness. You can hear Meatball on the other side scratching. And the wooden walkway underneath you crumbles and you all fall.
Oh, I have Featherfall.
Oh!
Ooh.
Choose up to 5 falling creatures within range. A falling creature's rate of descent slows to 60 feet per round until the spell ends.
Well, never mind then. I didn't roll anything. Just kidding. Yeah, as the walkway crumbles beneath you, Layla, Featherfall, all of you land very gracefully on the ground. You remember where you saw Orion, so you flick your phone back up, and he's still pinned against the wall. He is not moving.
Oh.
Orion? Are you all right?
I want to go closer to Orion.
Yeah, go ahead and roll investigate for me.
Cool. Hey, not one.
Oh no.
Oh boy.
10 if you want it. 10 if you want to include my.
It is a 10, technically.
But it is an out one, so.
And Makoto, you were going to.
I'm watching Asta's back, making sure that nothing jumps out, or if anything leaps out, I guess I'm readying an action.
Okay.
Just in case.
What would your action be?
To protect Asta.
Well, Asta, as you head towards Orion, a dark shape moves right in front of you, blocking you off from him. Stepping out just from behind one of the boxes, and fog roils around him, and you recognize Grandpa Hideyoshi. He looks very much like his portrait up in the front hallway, except for the fact that the clothes are a little more ragged, the skin's hanging weirdly off of his bones. But it's him, and he says,
I told you to get out of my house. Now you will die here instead.
everyone please roll initiative.
Oh.
I'm sorry, what?
We're gonna
Like,
fight
that's
a
not
grandpa.
cool, man.
Asta, what you get?
25.
25. Woo! Very nice. Tristan, what'd you get?
I have got a GMO 20.
Ooh.
GMO 20! What up? Alright. Layla.
I got a 15.
15. Awesome. Makoto.
I got 19.
19. Very nice. And Grandpa Hideyoshi rolled a 1.
That's what you get, old man.
Look, those old bones, they need time.
Yeah. There's nothing connecting them anymore, so it
Easy.
can't move fast.
So, Asta, you are first. You still only have that ray of light from Makoto's phone behind you. You see Orion directly behind Grandpa Hideyoshi, just like still pinned to the wall. You also notice that, like, he's not moving. The black goo is also covering his nose and mouth, which is of concern. You know that the room has a bunch of boxes in it because you can see like a little bit of outline here and there, but you can't see much beyond that. What's your move?
Alright. Gosh, I can't see anything. Okay, I super, super freaked out. And there is I can see the vague outline of a box to my left, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm going to dash, duck, and cover behind this thing out of fear. So if I may, I would... So at this box I hide behind, I would be touching it, and I want to follow it to its end.
Asta, you feel along through the darkness, you find all sorts of boxes piled up, and you keep moving along until you find yourself pressed against the wall of the basement. And do you take the hide action here?
Yes, I go ahead and just... yeah, absolutely.
Okay, go ahead. Roll the hide then.
Cool. Let's see. Bada bing, and that's using stealth, correct?
Yeah.
Great. 16.
16, awesome.
Ooh.
All right, so Asta's pretty well hidden. We'll see. We'll see. Grandpa Hideyoshi's got to roll perception. But you are in the dark, so who knows?
We'll see, or we won't.
Or we won't. Tristan, you're up, and Makoto, you're after.
Cool.
Great. Tristan is going to call out, "To thine own self be true." Cast Enhance Ability on Mako, and you are going to now be bestowed with the owl's wisdom. You have advantage on wisdom checks.
Ooh.
Oh, sick.
Thank you, Tristan.
Of course. Oh, actually, real quick, do we have any sense that Orion is still with us here in this on this mortal coil?
Let's see.
Good
You can
point.
roll investigate. Tristan's still pretty far away from where Orion is, so do roll investigate with disadvantage.
Okay, investigation. That'll be a GMO 20 of a different composition.
Ooh, GMO 20.
Wanna know?
Yeah, the DC was 20.
Modify
so
that.
you cleared it. Tristan, even from here, and maybe because, you like to watch TV a lot, especially, those procedurals, and anytime an extra is lying on the table in the morgue and you see them breathing, you catch it immediately. You can always catch it when someone's chest expands. You can also catch it when someone's chest is not expanding. Orion is not breathing.
Uh-oh.
That being said, you don't really sense his spirit has left quite yet.
Okay. Guys, I think Orion's in real trouble. I don't think we're too late, but I think we're cutting it pretty close.
Just from the darkness, you just hear that. All right, and that's your turn.
Yes, that will end my turn.
Makoto, you're up. Layla, you're after this.
All right. Can I do an insight check on the ghost?
What are you looking for?
Since this evening seems to have been oddly quiet for Mako in terms of their spiritual awareness and senses, Mako wants to reach out and gain some sort of insight on this being. Mako has had, and I think the group would know this, Mako has had experiences with ghosts before, actual real ghosts. So based on my experience, I would like to do an insight check.
Sure, make an insight check. And I think Tristan gives you advantage on that?
Yeah. Ooh. Thank you, Tristan.
Yes.
Okay. One of them was definite. One of them was a nat 1, so thank you for that. The other is 17 plus 5, which is 22.
Let's see. You reach out for Grandpa Hideyoshi, trying to pull just any sort of spiritual energy that you possibly can. But this place feels very dense. It's hard to pick out what is what, but when you sort of nail down exactly him, you can feel a very strong energy coming off of him, saying, "This is my house, this is my house, this is my house."
I can't see anything, can I? If I were to use my phone and say, hold it up and then take a picture with the flash on, would that illuminate the room for just a second for me to see what my options are in terms of movement?
Sure. Yes, you hold your phone up, take a picture, click, and for a very brief moment, you do see several boxes all around you. A lot of them have like food and other goods in them, things that you would expect to be stored down here. And you see some things on the wall. You don't have enough time to see what they are, but they do look like some bits of machinery.
Gotcha. Okay.
And you see one on each wall, one to your left, one to your right.
Oh, okay, cool. I say cool, not really cool. When I did see the room for a brief moment, was there a little area that I could turn off into near me?
Did you want to move to the left or the right?
To the right. My intent is to draw the attention of Grandpa Hideyoshi away from the group so that either Layla, Tristan, or Asta can go after Orion Hunter.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, you can duck to the side. And
With my phone, I'm just gonna wave and be like, Grandpa Hideyoshi, so sorry to intrude on your property, but if you would, please follow me. And I'm gonna duck to the side.
Sure. Roll deception or performance, your choice.
Oh, I'm definitely not great at that. Let's go performance. Deception? Same thing. Ooh, natural 19 on the die, plus 3,
Ooh.
22.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. You move to the side and Grandpa Hideyoshi's head sort of swivels to follow you.
I don't know why, but something about that was unnerving to me.
That uncanny, like, moving with...
Yeah, just that, like, kind of thing that you did, and me imagining him.
Somewhere in the darkness, you hear Asta go,
Just a little...
Like when you're in the movies if something terrible happens and then that person's like, no.
All right, Layla, it is your turn.
Okay, so I think what I'm gonna do is just try to get in far as I can to go help Orion to make sure he's breathing. So I'm just gonna advance. Makoto, you got Grandpa Hideyoshi to have us focus on you.
Yes.
Okay, so then Layla runs up to Mako, touches them, and casts Mage Armor, which gives you AC 13 plus your Dexterity modifier.
Ooh. Thank you, Layla. Appreciate
You're welcome.
it.
Yeah. It just goes away if
that's
you
solid.
dismiss it as an action or if you put on your armor, your armor again.
Gotcha. Thank you. And is that a concentration spell for you?
No.
No? Okay.
Even better.
Thank you.
Yeah. I was like, whew.
One last thing to think about.
Awesome. All right. That's Layla's turn?
Mhm.
All right. It's Grandpa Hideyoshi's turn. His eyes are already fixed on Makoto right now. He moves. The fog around him sort of like pouring out over the ground so you can't even see his feet as he seems to drift towards the three of you. Asta is tucked away in the darkness, but the three of you are all clustered quite close together. I'd need all three of you to make a dex saving throw.
Oh
Ooh.
boy. Okay.
I rolled a 17.
Okay.
18 for me.
18. And Tristan.
That will be... Sorry, got a brain. 22.
22.
Nice.
Dang, everyone
Ooh.
saves. Wow.
Excellent.
All right. I am very impressed. Okay, so Grandpa Hideyoshi would have done 17 points of damage. But everybody saved, so that puts us down at 8 points of damage for everybody.
Cool.
Well, goodbye temporary hit points.
By temp HP.
The fog rolls off of him. There's sort of an eerie green glow coming from underneath as and you all take 8 points of damage from that. And then he disappears in a cloud of smoke.
What?
What?
Disappears.
It is your turn.
Well, I ain't gonna complain. I'm hoping that means he's just gone. Okay. Well, I'm gonna inch my way toward Orion.
Sure.
Hey, what was that? Hey, what was that? Hey, what was that?
What was what?
Hey, I don't like that. No.
I can't believe you jump scared us like that. It's so mean.
No. What the heck? Yo, you can't be doing that.
Wait a minute. Because as soon as that happened, we were all like, and then I was like,
Yeah, you can't gaslight us like this. Oh my god.
Ooh, all right.
Okay,
Asta, your move.
Inching my way toward Orion.
All right.
Despite being very, very, very unnerved and unsettled.
You do have enough movement to make it all the way to Orion this turn. There are some boxes in the way, so you have to clamber over them, but you still do have enough movement to get there.
Great. I'm gonna try and get some whatever is covering his mouth, nose. See if I can open it up.
Awesome. Roll to hit, please.
Sorry, I'm just imagining I slap. Yeah, I'm just imagining I slap his face to try and get like whatever this thing.
Snap out of it.
wake up!
Orion, snap out of it! Like, come on. Let's see. What is it to hit for me?
We're fully square watermeloning. It's
That's gonna be a 9.
9 does not hit.
He's
so-
stationary.
Technically,
How bad am I? So scared.
to be clear, armor class is not about whether you make contact or not. Armor class is whether your contact does damage or not. So theoretically, when you try to punch someone and you roll to hit, you do hit them every time. They don't actually dodge. It's just if their armor class is high enough, it doesn't do damage to them.
Oh, I personally like the headcanon better of I just actually couldn't hit him.
You just start fanning him gently.
Like, it's one of those like moves where like I go to hit, but I also moved my upper body backwards, only like taking away from my own reach.
It's like trying to fight
While
in a dream.
turning my head away. Okay, cool. Well, I mean, there's nothing else for me to do. Actually, let me see. I didn't. Let's see. Dash. Just no. I don't want to do that. Ooh. Okay. Let me see. Can I use fast hands as a bonus action to see if I can grab his notebook?
Yes? Hang on. Let me fast hands.
Really fast hands.
Just the fastest hands. You know what?
Right?
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. So that's supposed to be a sleight of hand check. That'll be a 14.
Alright, 14. So, Asta, you reach out and you sort of try to grab at this goo on him. It feels like it started to dry already in place against him. But as you're pulling at it, your hand touches one of his pockets and his notebook is in there and you manage to rip it out.
Cool. Awesome. I don't know that me rifling through it is something that I can do in this moment, but...
Yeah, what are you looking for?
To see if he had any notes regarding just this house, Grandpa Hideyoshi, and maybe he knew something we didn't. He's supposed to be, you know, the expert.
Okay, roll perception for me too.
Sure.
no. No.
That's a nat 1, baby.
No.
1. It's very dark out, Asta.
Yeah.
It's very dark in this room, so that's gonna be that one. Tristan, it's your turn.
Fast hands, nat ones can't lose.
Like, you know, I'm just a force to be reckoned with.
That's the tagline. That's the...
Fast hands, nat ones can't lose.
Yeah, Tristan, you're up.
Okay.
Man.
So Grandpa just poofed, and we can't see him currently, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And kind of glance behind and see that Asta is on the case, helping Orion, and so I'm gonna go ahead and cast Dancing Lights.
Ooh.
Just to see if we can get any sort of sense of what's happening in the
Awesome.
room. So I get 4 lights, and just say as a bonus action, I can move them up to 60 feet
Ooh.
within but they all have to be within 20 feet of each other. So I'm going to try to just create a circle with them if I can,
Awesome.
to give us sort of maximum vision.
All right.
Vision.
Yeah, Tristan, you cast dancing lights, throw them up into the air, and light fills the room so you can see the entire thing. All the shadows fade away. And as they do, you see Grandpa Hideyoshi standing just 10 feet away from you.
Oh, Jesus! Crackers!
I don't.
I like to imagine he's installed. He's like, I'm not that ugly, gosh.
Oh, boy.
Jeez.
I guess that's my turn. I don't really want to move because I don't want to abandon anybody. But that spell was all I could do. So, yeah, my free action is yelling cheese and crackers. And that is my turn.
Awesome. Makoto, you're up.
Mako's going to take their movement and get in front of Tristan to close that distance, and goes, not a hand on my underclassmen, and is going to roll an attack, the first attack. 15 on the die for +5 for GMO 20.
20 hits.
Cool. I would like to make that one a stunning strike if I could. Spend a key point.
All right.
You need to make a con save, DC 13.
14.
Oh, cool. Well, I get to roll damage for that anyway. 2 plus 2, so 4 damage for the first attack.
4 damage.
Do second attack.
Ooh, does an 8 hit?
8 does not hit.
You sure? But it's a really good 8.
It's not hit.
It's like 2 fists, 2 little fists. Just No?
No, I'm hearing you. 8 does not hit.
Cool. Then I would like to, let's see. Should I? Since I spend a key point, I'm going to use a key field attack to make one more as a bonus action. Oh my gosh. The Ray rolls it back, gang.
No!
12. Does a 12 hit?
12 does not hit.
Cool.
Alright, yeah, Grandpa Hideyoshi, pretty fit. Layla, you're up.
I would like to make a perception check to
Awesome.
look for any like special lights that may look like it's holographic or something like that.
Roll investigate.
Investigate? Oh, perfect, because I get a +6 in that.
Woo, what up?
Let's see. Okay, 17.
17, awesome. So you get a better look at the walls of the two sort of mechanical items that you saw very briefly when Makoto's flash went off. And they're definitely doing something, but you're pretty sure that they're not lights. But they are on swivels. They do move around.
Oh, okay. I have a theory. So I'm gonna cast Magic Missile at the first level on Grandpa Hideyoshi.
Awesome.
24. Okay, rolling. Sweet, and that is 5 points of damage.
You cast Magic Missile, but as the magic bubbles up around you, Grandpa Hideyoshi turns in your direction, and your Magic Missile fizzles out.
Excuse me? What?
Hey, that doesn't sound so good, guys. What's happening?
It is Grandpa Hideyoshi's turn right now. Roll d6. 5 or 6 is bad. We don't want 5 or 6. 2. Woo! All right. So Grandpa Hideyoshi sort of sways a little bit, eyeing all of you, and you hear a click, 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 click of the two machines on either wall. And Makoto, what is your AC?
It is 15.
Right. Woo! A black glob of goo shoots at you from one of the machines.
Ooh, I would like to use deflect missiles.
All right.
Hey!
Go ahead and roll for that.
Damage I take from it is reduced by 1d10 plus my dexterity modifier. So 5 plus 5, 10.
All right. The goo is going to do 5 points of damage, so you clear that.
Cool. Then I would like to spend a key point and use deflect missile attack and throw it back.
All right.
11 plus 5, so that's 16 hit.
16 does hit.
Cool.
Nice.
So that will be deflect missiles, 1d6 plus 2 piercing, 6 plus 2, 8.
All right. Yeah, this goo comes. Makoto, you grab it and sling it back at the machine on the wall. It sort of like sticks in the nozzle a little bit that popped out. It starts to smoke a little bit as it does and starts swiveling around a little bit erratically. The second one also starts focusing until it finds something. Tristan, what's your AC?
Really good. That'll be 13.
That's the best
All
13
right.
I've ever heard.
Very lucky.
I mean, it is a pretty good 13 because this thing shoots at you and splatters against you but doesn't stick.
Ooh.
Nice.
So,
okay.
you roll.
It's because when I took costuming, I learned to Scotch guard. So it just
Amazing.
rolls right off.
There you go.
Perfect. Beautiful. That is Grandpa Hideyoshi's turn. Asta, you're up. Now that the lights are up and you can see around the room a little bit better, Asta, you do see to your left look like a bunch of medical supplies.
Oh, there's so much to do. Okay. First things first. Light would have come on. I would have seen the medical supplies, so I think I would put the book aside for a moment. Go to the medical supplies.
Yeah, there's stuff in there that sort of is like designed to, well, let's see, what do we call it? What do we call it medicinally now? An adrenaline shot? Is that a thing?
Oh,
Yeah.
love it.
All right, yeah. Asta, you open up the kit and you find an adrenaline shot, which would probably help someone not be dead if administered correctly. Do you think, and you know, you can say yes, do you think Asta would have medical or first aid emergency training?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right, then I won't even make you roll
This
for
man,
it.
this man hangs in the van. He's not trying to get confrontational.
All right, Asta, you whip out this adrenaline shot and right into Orion. His body jerks up and his eyes open looking at you. His mouth and nose are still completely covered, but he is up.
Cool. Let's try and open his mouth and nose. Are his hands like taped too or something? Like
No, the
is he
whole,
not-
like, it's kind of got his whole body.
Oh,
in
it's
case.
like
so he's just
I
like
see.
pinned to the
Gotcha.
wall. Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool. Let's try and open
Yeah.
up.
Roll the hit.
Fast hands.
That one's.
The fastest. Phenomenal. Another nat one.
What? Oh no!
Look, the rolls don't lie. They're right there in
Oh
front of you.
my gosh, yeah.
Two
I see
natty
it.
ones, and I do this so everyone can see.
Yeah.
What is that, a 1 in
Yeah.
400?
Yeah. Okay, interesting. Yeah, so Orion is back up, but even as you start pulling at the goo or stabbing at it or whatever you're doing, it's still very much stuck to him, and he is struggling to get out of it. Tristan, you're up.
Okay. Sorry. So Tristan is looking around and seeing that these machines seem to be the biggest threat right now. There is the most clear path to the one over on the right, so he's gonna hustle on over there to be able to maybe take it down eventually. And once he has cleared the boxes and gotten close enough, he glances over and sees just absolute mayhem happening to Asta and poor awakened Orion, and is going to cast Healing Word as a bonus action just to try to help as best he can.
Awesome. Yeah, go ahead and roll for that then.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
It's a good roll, right?
Yeah, those GMO
Yeah, I
20s,
said okay because it was such a big number.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like in the triple digits, right?
Well, on the D4 it's a 1, but my charisma is got all sorts of fun stuff on it, so that'll be 9 hit points
Nice.
that he recovers
Alright.
because it got that.
Yeah, Orion
Heck yeah.
recovers 9 hit points. You see him still struggling, but like a little bit of the gauntness and the dark stuff under his eyes fades and he looks like a little healthier. Ooh, that's some scary stuff. Makoto,
Yeah.
it is your turn.
Cool.
Grandpa Hideyoshi is still right in front of you.
I'm going to continue to stand there for the time being and go, eyes on me, and just lay in. Oh, geez. That's not good.
Oh.
7? Does a 7 hit?
7 does not hit.
Cool. Second attack. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
15 does not hit.
Ugh.
I'm going to burn through a key point and do flurry of blows. So, first attack, 16 plus 5, 21. Does a 21 hit?
21 hits.
Cool. I would like to use my open hand technique since I've used flurry of blows, and I would like to have Grandpa Hideyoshi roll a Dex save. DC 13.
He saves.
Second one. 13 plus 5, 18. Does an 18 hit?
18 hits.
18 hits. One more Dex save, please.
He does not save.
Cool. Grandpa Hideyoshi is knocked prone.
Yo, let's go.
So that means that any attack on Grandpa Hideyoshi until he gets up, you guys have advantage on.
Thank you.
And go ahead and roll damage for those last 2 hits as well.
Right. 3 plus 2, 5, and 3 plus 2, 5. So 10 total.
10. Awesome. Makoto, you sort of lay in. The first few hits don't seem to be doing anything, but as you wear him down a little, at the end, knocks him flat onto the ground. That is Layla's turn.
Sweet. Okay. Layla's gonna cast Magic Missile at the 2nd level, and she's going to have each of those little gooey shooter guns on both sides, so that's 2. And then one towards Grandpa Hideyoshi.
Very nice. Yeah, go ahead and roll damage. Let's start with the 2 machines on the side. Let's start with the first one. Start with the damage machine. Roll damage for that one.
Okay. Well, that is a 5.
And then for the other machine that is not damaged?
2.
2. Okay. And then roll the 2 for Grandpa Hideyoshi.
Another 2. And another 2.
Ooh.
Alright. Layla, you conjure up a bunch of energy, and to each of your sides, bam! One of the machines just bursts into like a million pieces as your magic missile lands on it. The other one starts sparking and smoking. It's still spinning around, but you've definitely done damage. And then 2 more right on top of Grandpa Hideyoshi. You've done some damage. One of the machines is absolutely down. Grandpa Hideyoshi does not look like he's having a good time with it, but he sort of shakes it off and starts looking at you like, I realize what is happening here.
Nice shot.
That makes it his turn. He's gonna roll that d6. We're hoping for a low number. 4. Ooh, all right. And so with that, he's actually just going to claw at Makoto, who is right in front of him. And Mako, what is your AC?
A really good 15. Tight.
Yeah, honestly, that is a really good 15. The mage armor has done its job. Grandpa Hideyoshi claws at you, and whatever the magic around you is just pushes him right off. No damage done. Asta, it is your turn.
Okay. So, I'm gonna rifle through this book really quickly just to see if maybe this notebook has something.
Yeah, roll investigate.
Yeah. Let's see. Pull this out. That is gonna be an 18.
18,
Ooh.
fantastic. Yeah, you rifle through Orion's notes. Several of them say that whatever ghost is in here is definitely malevolent, at least from all the signs that he's read. He talks about like attributing the previously mentioned death and saying that he's pretty sure that the ghost caused this, and therefore, this ghost has to be taken out. And as you do, let's see, on an 18, you also find a little note in the back that says that his job, like whoever hired him, specifically hired him to certify a haunting in the first place.
Oh.
So yeah, that's your object interaction. Anything else?
Yeah, I'm gonna I guess try one more time.
Sure, why not?
Why not?
Roll the hit.
All right, that is. Oh, yeah, look at that! Look at that, y'all. A natty 20.
The natural kind.
That's gonna be a 25 total.
Incredible.
Organic,
Two
range.
2 1s and a 20. There is no in between.
No.
It is just high or low.
RNG, give it
Absolutely
and take it away.
incredible.
Sure do.
Yeah, go ahead and roll damage, and that's a crit. So roll crit damage.
Awesome. Let's see.
Crit.
So that first one is a 3.
Yeah. Okay. 3. Awesome.
Yep. And then the second one just naturally is a 7.
Okay. Woo! So, and this is using your spork. Is this using your silver spork?
I'm using the silver knife that goes with it.
Awesome.
This is some pretty tough goo.
All right. Yeah. Asta, you've been stabbing at this goo and it hasn't been breaking, and so summoning up a strength inside of you that you didn't even know you had. With one final swing, you crack through it and it shatters away. And Orion, you've broken off the stuff from his face. He's no longer losing hit points with each turn because of this. He is still pinned to the wall, so he can't move. But he looks up and he's like, "Oh, wow, not bad, kid. Not bad."
Yeah, I just smile very goofily with thumbs up.
He sort of tilts his head in a way that implies he's also doing a thumbs up. Yeah. You do have movement if you want it.
Let me know if I can do this. I don't know the full extent. The notebook that I rifled through and the note in the back, am I able to pocket those?
Yeah, you can keep those.
Okay, cool. I want to pocket them separately.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think I'm going to make my way toward Tristan.
Okay. It looks like you are within range, so you and Tristan are right next to each other now. And that makes it Tristan's turn.
All right. As free action, I say, "Oh, hey, buddy.
Hey!
You doing all right?"
Could be better, could be worse.
That was super brave, man. That was like really, really brave.
Hey, couldn't have done it without you.
Oh, shucks. And I'm gonna try to take care of this machine real quick with my rapier wit. Oh, I rolled a nat 20 on the already damaged machine.
That thing is gone.
Amazing!
Look, you just wanted to make sure that job was done.
Yeah? Go ahead and roll damage. I mean, you crit all these things, so go ahead and roll damage.
Oh my gosh.
Never skipped stage combat once.
That's gonna be 10 points of piercing damage.
Yeah, Tristan with a beautiful flourish, rapier straight through it. It's not as big or explosive as the other machine when it was destroyed. Instead, just like you cut through all of the wires very precisely, and the thing just leans over a little bit. It's also completely handled.
Do we get a bit of a flourish?
Oh, absolutely. He's gonna stab, have at thee! Cut through it, and then do a sheathing of the sword into a superhero knuckle down pose.
Oh,
Look
yes.
up dramatically.
Heck yes.
I mean, I'm witnessing this firsthand right there, front row. If I may, I give a little clap.
Thank you.
Already take bonus or movement?
Yes, I am going to take movement to try to actually head on the other side of Grandpa here to sort of pin him in.
You can nearly make it. Since some of this is difficult terrain, since there are boxes in the way, you'd be standing right next to Layla, a little further away from Grandpa Hideyoshi, but you'd be almost there.
Awesome.
And do you take any bonus actions?
I just feel like Asta's had such a hard time today, so Tristan's gonna kind of call back over to him and say hey bud, I'm super proud of you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
And that's it.
Oh, Well, you
Awesome.
now get a D8 of Bardic Inspiration, and
Ooh.
within the next 10 minutes, you can roll this die and add that number to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw. And you can wait until after you roll to decide to use it. You don't have to call it before.
Awesome. Thank you.
Excellent turn. Makoto, you are up.
Is Grandpa Hideyoshi still prone?
Yes, Grandpa Hideyoshi is still
All
prone.
right. While he's still prone, Mako's just going to turn to him and go, "We're not here to cause any trouble. We're here on behalf of your granddaughter, Chiaki. We're just trying to help."
Roll perception. Insight. Roll insight.
Insight? Cool.
Yeah,
and
roll
this is
insight.
this is wisdom, right? So I get to roll that with advantage because of Tristan. Ooh, okay. 12 and 9. 12 plus 5, 17?
17. At the mention of Chiaki's name, he looks extremely angry.
Oh. Okay. You don't seem to like that. Well, begrudgingly, Mako's gonna kind of shake that off and go, "Well, you tried to hurt my friends, so I have no other choice." Rolls the first attack, does a 13 hit.
13 is not hit.
Second attack, cool.
Just to be clear, are you rolling with advantage on those?
Oh, that's right. Hold on, let's just roll one die to see if I crit. First attack would be 15 plus 5, 20, unnatural 20.
20 hits.
GMO 20, cool. Good call, good shout. 2 plus 2, 4 for the first attack. Second attack, and then this one would be a 16 total.
Alright, 16 does not hit.
16 does not hit, cool. Oh wait, if the first one hit, then I would like to make that one a stunning strike.
Awesome. He does not save.
Does not save? Okay, cool.
Grandpa Hideyoshi is incapacitated.
Grandpa Hideyoshi is stunned, which means that they cannot take actions, reactions, can't move, and can only speak falteringly. Automatically fails strength and dexterity saving throws, and all attacks have advantage until the end of my next turn.
Yep.
Dang!
Just so you know.
Yeah, so that was your first. Go ahead and roll damage for your first attack.
I already did. Yeah.
Okay, and what we got?
It was a 4.
4 damage, awesome.
Yeah.
And then your second attack.
Second
You
attack
roll
missed.
with advantage, missed. All right, and
Yeah.
then you're gonna do key field.
Yes, and I was about to
Alright.
key field. Yeah. So with advantage. Not great, gang. Oh man, tonight's really thrown Mako. That's only a 10.
10 does not hit.
Cool. That's the end of my turn. I'm gonna keep myself in front of everybody else. I'll
Awesome.
take the hits.
So yeah, everyone gets advantage on their attacks this turn because Grandpa Hideyoshi has been stunned. Layla, it is your turn.
Just seeing him angry at the fact of his granddaughter's name is what's making me think. She's going to cast Agnazar's Scorcher on the 3rd level.
Whoa.
Oh, all
But
right.
while
What
she's
is that?
that is a line of roaring flame 30 feet long and 5 feet wide emanates from you in a direction you choose. Each creature in the line must make a dexterity saving throw. A creature takes 3d fire damage on a failed save or half as much damage on a successful one. When you cast a spell using a 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for each level above 2nd. Yeah. So Layla is going to move so she can cast it this way and not hit Mako.
Appreciate that.
Yes, but before she does, as her hands start to get fiery and hot, she wants to ask, "Why are you angry at your granddaughter?"
Hideyoshi sort of turns a little haltingly. He is stunned, so he can't really talk that much
Sorry,
right
I
now.
Just adding that insult to injury.
But go ahead and roll insight now that you've asked the question. Maybe you'll
Okay.
pick something up.
Yeah, maybe his eyes can show me something I forgot. Insight. Okay. Yes, 19.
Ooh.
All right, all right. His eyes get big for just a minute, and you can see the anger in it and the betrayal. But there's also a little sparkle in there that seems quite smug, like, you still don't understand? Okay. And then here comes the fire. Because he is stunned, he fails all dex saving throws. So we don't even roll for that. We just do full damage.
All right.
That.
All right, here we go. Oh boy. Jesus. 21 points of damage.
Whoa.
21 points of damage? Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
8, 3, 3, 7.
So yeah, Layla, as you ask why he's so angry with Chiaki, and he has that smug look in his eyes of like, you still don't understand anything. The fire takes the smugness away. Pretty quickly. And a minute ago, he was looking pretty strong, even as Makoto was going at him. And now he does not look well at all. Oof. He's not doing well. It is his turn now, but because he is stunned, he can't do anything, so that makes it Asta's turn.
Nice.
I'm gonna get a little closer to the group. I'll probably stand right next to Tristan.
Alright.
I presume I've been able to hear all of this and see all of this, just so I know what I do and don't know. I go ahead and, I guess, scream. Or not necessarily scream, but call for Chiaki.
All
See
right.
if beckoning her somehow either elicits a response from Hideyoshi, from Grandpa Hideyoshi, or if she'll maybe magically appear. I don't know.
Sure. Let's go with persuasion.
Ooh.
Mmm.
Cool. Don't fail me now. Failed. Okay, that's that's a 5.
You also have Bardic Inspiration that you can add to anything after you roll.
I'm gonna be honest. I don't think a full D8 is gonna help a 3, so I'm gonna stick with that 3.
All right. Yeah, you call
I
for
fumbled
Chiaki.
my words.
Yeah. Not a lot happens. You can't even tell if Grandpa Hideyoshi wanted to say something, but he is still lying on the ground because he was prone and then he became stunned. So he's just kind of lying there. No reaction from him. So yeah, you've taken your movement. You're standing a little further. You're closer to the group, but still like hanging back. So you're kind of out of range of Grandpa Hideyoshi. You do have an attack if you want to move in or if you have any ranged weapons. But other than that, like anything else for your turn?
No, I think actually he's just gonna chill right there. I don't think he's brave enough to come up.
All right, that makes it Tristan's turn.
I am torn on this one. Is there any chance that as we were going through the house and investigating and like looking through Chiaki's room and her things, that we would have seen any pictures of her younger or pictures of her with her grandfather?
Ooh.
Ooh, interesting. Go ahead and roll history. We'll make it like a DC 10.
Oh, sorry, did you say D10?
No, roll history and the difficulty will be 10.
Okay, got it. I was
Put
like,
it right down the middle.
whatever you want.
Roll a
Roll a
D10.
D10.
Ooh.
DC's
okay,
20.
Well,
Yeah.
on the die, that's a 2. Let's figure out. I don't think I get to add my charisma to this, so I'm pretty sure it's gonna be nothing. So yeah, that's a 4.
Okay.
All day.
So no. If there were, you didn't
No.
see any.
Okay, great. Then instead of the other thing I was gonna do, I'm gonna do a different version of that same thing. Inspired by hearing Asta call for Chiaki, and assuming that Grandpa's kind of a little too out of it to discern Asta's disappointment at no reply, Tristan is going to cast Major Image.
Ooh.
Which is an image of an object, creature, or some other visible phenomenon no larger than a 20-foot cube. It basically seems very real unless you can discern closely, if you choose to investigate and see that it isn't, but it will sound, smell, and have the temperature appropriate to the thing. It can't cause damage, but it's a walking facsimile. And he is going to conjure grown Chiaki as we met her.
Oh, very nice.
That's rad as hell.
Good.
Oh,
That's
wow.
really good.
Okay. What's the play here, Tristan?
So, I'm wanting to put it within Grandpa's eye line, and I can have it speak. It can even hold full conversations.
Ooh.
So, I would like to conjure this image and have it say, Tell them what they don't know.
I got chills.
Interesting. I love it. So yeah, you conjure up an image of Chiaki. You make sure that it like steps out from behind a crate or something, so it doesn't just out of nowhere. And she kneels down right in front of you, in front of Grandpa Hideyoshi, and says, tell them. You could see his eyes sort of roll back a little bit and get wider. Roll perception or insight to try to figure out what he's thinking.
That will be a 15?
15? Okay. And then give me a deception check with advantage because you've conjured up this incredible image.
Ooh. So that first one's 13. Then, math, 22.
22! Excellent! So the mood you get off of him is betrayal. And he is, while he is stunned, he can say a few words, so he manages to sort of creak out.
You said you'd sell.
Oh.
Tristan? That's your turn? That's your turn? Makoto,
That
you're
is my turn.
Well, this drama is unfolding. Mako's going to call out to Orion. Orion, this is your job. What's the game plan?
Listen, if a ghost kills a person, there's no reasoning with it. We're past that. You just gotta get rid of it.
Understood. Yep. Mako's gonna swallow that, and the first attack is 18 plus 5.
Hits.
Oh, and it's advantage, right? So let me roll one more just to make sure I don't crit. 19 plus 5, so we'll go with that.
Oof. Ooh, this attack really hits.
6 plus 2 points of damage.
Awesome.
So 8. First attack. Second attack
cool.
is 18 plus 5, 23.
23 hits.
Cool. Oh, can I make one of them a stunning strike?
Sure, you can make it. Does not save.
Does not save? Cool. Continue
Stunned for
to be
another
stunned.
turn.
Yep. And then damage, right, for the second one. Did I do that one yet?
Not yet.
Cool. 5 plus 2, 7.
7 points of damage.
Cool. And then I would like to use a key-fueled attack. Oof, not great. 9 plus 5, 14.
14 does not hit.
14 does not hit. You got it. I think that's it for Mako.
All right.
Mako's not pleased.
You hear Orion's words. You understand them, but they don't feel good, and so you once more into Grandpa Hideyoshi, and in that last second, he's looking really, really hurt, and you can't really bring yourself to. And you pull back your blow at the last minute because you can just sense that he is in his last moment. There is almost nothing left. Layla, it's your turn.
Okay. Well, at this moment in time, Layla's just feeling like frustrated, but trying not to let it show, because she had such a good relationship with her grandmother. She can't fathom somebody else or a grandparent being upset with their grandchild for whatever reason, saying betrayal, but he's not giving us an explanation or anything. And so that kind of hits a spot with her, since she was close with her grandmother. So at this point, she's just trying not to see red entirely. So what she's gonna do, she's gonna cast Thunder Wave. But before she does that, can she she wants to move away.
Mm-hmm.
And can she take Makoto with her?
I don't think so.
Each creature in a 15-foot cube originating from you has to do a Constitution saving throw. And if they don't save, they take 2d thunder damage and is pushed 10 feet away from me.
2d what?
A 2d8. Yeah, I know. So I was like, I'm not sure if I could carry Makoto.
Although, to be fair, if you're kind of seeing red, like,
Yeah.
if Mako happens to be in the vicinity, it would
That's
be,
true.
I wouldn't consider that to be, like, out of character choice.
Yeah, okay. Because that's a good point, but like me, Dani, would want to move around, but Layla at this point, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so I think she would still like warn Makoto, even though she probably knows she can't do anything, but just like gets upset and releases Thunder Wave to hit Hiroyoshi and says, Makoto, you might want to watch out for this. And she unleashes it.
Alright, that's a con save?
Yes.
Alright, so go ahead and roll damage.
Alright.
Do I roll a con save too?
Yes.
Oh, good lord. 9.
9 damage. Awesome.
I would like you to know that was so close to being a nat 20, and then it rolled to an 8.
Okay, so
I'm so
Makoto,
sorry.
you do not save. All right. Layla, you feel this anger inside of you that you can't contain. Like, whatever this is, whatever is happening, it feels so antithetical to your relationship with your grandmother that, you know, waves of electricity pour off of you. Makoto is caught in the blast and pushed back, and Grandpa Hideyoshi, you know, his body's shaking on the ground. He pushes back just for a second. It looks like he's really got everything together, and then slumps to the ground. He is unconscious. And you are all out of initiative.
Tristan kind of shakes his head, and the spectral image of Chiaki dissipates. Because he had to be concentrating real hard for that.
Oh, yeah.
From the wall, you can hear Ryan go, kids, when you defeat a ghost, it fades away. It shouldn't still be there.
Mako, having just a rough night, says, enough of this, goes up to Grandpa Hideyoshi, grabs him by the collar, and lifts him up. And I guess, is this physical?
It's physical. Your hand grabs the collar, you lift it up, you feel a warm body underneath your hand.
I pull, if it's like a mask or a cloak or covering, off and see what's up.
All right, you just yank it clean off with a little suction popping noise. You see the face of a man who you've seen earlier tonight with perfect teeth smiling on a brochure. It's Mr. Vaughn.
Mr. Vaughn?
From the wall behind you, you hear Orion yelling the same thing. What the crap?
Dude, you dressed up as her dead grandpa? That is so messed up.
That's not cool, man.
What is wrong with you?
Mako slams him against one of the crates and goes, you threatened my friends. It's not the afterlife you have to worry about tonight, it's me.
Makoto, hold up just one moment.
Let me go! Let me go!
Oh no, you're not going anywhere.
Wait, where's Miss Chiaki? When Layla and I went to check on her before we all came down here, she had been in her room with the door locked, but she wasn't in there, and there's another passage, just like the one that leads in here, but she was gone. Did you do something to her?
He sneers a little bit like, and looks around the room. This place is pretty wrecked. You know, the steps that were supposed to go upstairs are broken. They fell out from underneath you earlier. And he goes, well, good work. Now we're all gonna die in here together.
What do you mean by that?
Well, there's no way out, and no one's gonna know we're in here.
Well, that's not true. Meatball's up there.
He looks absolutely confused, has no idea what you're talking about.
Oh
from the wall, Orion is like, I'm still a little bit stuck here, and it looks like you all had your chance to rough him up. I was wondering if maybe since he did try to kill me first, if someone could get me out of here and I could take a turn.
I'll make my way because I got fast hands.
Given your fast hands, and now that you have more time to actually work at it, you managed to break him out without any trouble. It's like, oh man, what? And he immediately just marches over to Vaughn's like, what was that all about? You told me I had to come here, and then you tried to kill me. Like, what's the deal with that? Vaughn's like, I wasn't gonna try to kill you first. It was only after I overheard that you were getting suspicious about the fact that your measurements were the same that I realized that one of you had to die so the rest of you would know that it was a ghost for real. Layla, you and your friends have been sharing some thoughts, and earlier tonight when you were in Chiaki's bedroom, you clicked into something that you weren't able to prove, but you haven't been able to let go. And so you know exactly what to look for and where, so you don't have to roll for this. But you find a tablet, like, in one of his numerous pockets in his clothes. And I am going to send you what you find.
Okay, guys, well, I found something very useful. Vaughn has Hideyoshi's blueprints to the house. And this house has tons of secret passages meant for, the staff to use to get where they need to go. Tristan, you remember when we were in Chiaki's room and we heard all this stuff and I felt an electrical pulsing or something? Turns out it was a speaker to put out, the Get Out recordings. So this was all Vaughn's idea to scare the guests that were staying in this bed and breakfast. So that explains a lot of that. And there's also plenty of secret passages for us to get out, so we can probably find a secret passage out of here.
But then where's Miss Chiaki?
Orion's kind of like, I don't get it. Like, why would you go to all this trouble to fake a haunting just to buy some real estate? That seems like a lot of effort. You hear a voice behind you say, no, it wasn't to buy the house. And Chiaki appears, stepping from behind a crate. He did try to scare me away, and it worked, and I promised I would sell the place, but I can't believe I forgot. I remember who died now. And before she says it, you all understand what is happening. From her stomach, you see blood start to creep out, and a piece of wood stabbing right through her. Vaughn glares like, you said you would sell! And when I came here, you suddenly changed your mind? I couldn't. I saw this beautiful place my grandfather built, and I couldn't. I wouldn't. Her eyes start to glow a little bit of red as she turns and goes, and that's when you killed me. That's when you chased me up the stairs, and when I fell, you stabbed me through the center, threw me out the window. You thought you could hide where it happened and turn it into some sort of supernatural ghost event and get away with it. And the room starts to grow increasingly cold. Behind you, Orion steps back and you can see his hand immediately flies to his rapier. He's like, kids, get away from her.
I lock eyes with Orion and just go like this, grab Mr. Vaughn and just sort of push him towards Chiaki and walk backwards.
He stumbles towards her, lets out a little cry as she grabs him, and you can see ice start to creep from her hands like down the side of his body. And you thought you could wear your grandfather's face to do it. In this moment, you know that if nobody does or says anything, Vaughn's gonna be dead before he hits the ground.
See, I know I would stop it. Layla is not going to.
In this moment, Mako has a bit of a flashback to the first time they saw a ghost. They were in a playground, swinging on a set of swings, And there was a kid who was like, do you come here often? And started up a conversation, and they ended up playing together. And at the end of the day, when Mama Shoko came to pick them up, a young little Mako described the new friend that they made, only to find that that kid wasn't there. And that sort of connection to the supernatural in almost an empathetic sort of way of understanding a need. This soul just wanted to have a friend, to have someone to push them on the swings, to play with. Release them into the afterlife. So I think in this moment, Mako wants to reach out and connect in that similar sort of way, if that's possible.
Go ahead and roll persuasion with advantage.
Uh, 15 plus 3 for an 18.
18. What do you say, Mako?
Mako turns to Miss Chiaki and goes, Miss Chiaki, I understand your anger, your frustration, your hurt, rightfully so. You deserve justice for what this man has done to you and your family's legacy. However, legacy is so important. Is this what your grandfather would have wished of you?
Orion pushes past you and his rapier's already out. It's no use, kid. Again, I told you. Once the violence starts, it won't be stopped. And he races towards Chiaki as she does, wind blowing off of her, ice swirling around her eyes glow. Vaughn's eyes grow increasingly terrified as he stares at her. And she looks at him and suddenly releases him. He's like, I'm just kidding. He slumps to the ground. Orion skids to a halt. Vaughn stares up a little bit dazed. And she goes, I admit, when I lay there dying, first I called for help, and then I thought vengeance. But, you know, when you reach eternity, it changes your perspective on things. I'll have all the time in the world afterwards. And I think it would be nice if you suffered a little on this side first. She sort of crouches down in front of Vaughn and says, we'll have time later. She turns to the rest of you and goes, you know, I thought when I died that what I wanted was revenge. But the most embarrassing thing is my last thought before I passed on was how sad I was that I wouldn't be able to make pancakes for anyone anymore. So, thank you for giving me one last chance. And she fades away. Before Vaughn can move, Orion's immediately at his side, has tied up his hands behind him. Like, oh, okay, this has turned into a murder thing, and that's kind of not my jurisdiction. Also, I still don't know how to get out of here.
Layla, did you say you had blueprints?
Layla says, yes. Yes, it's all here. She shows the laptop and points to wherever the secret passages would be in the room.
Good, I was worried this was going to be a case of really old sherry situation.
Yeah, Layla, you follow the blueprints you found, move around the room, you find a little panel, click, with a staircase that leads upwards. You make it out to the top and find yourself in Chiaki's bedroom where you found the other secret passage before sunlight is already starting to come in through the windows. Orion leads Mr. Vaughn up in front of him, sort of roughly pushing him up the stairs as he goes. And as you step out onto the landing, you hear... And Meatball races up the stairs and leaps into your arms, Asta, starts nuzzling.
And of course, I'm nuzzling back and just I'm all over the good boy. We're okay, buddy. We're okay.
Orion looks around and is like, all right, we gotta get you kids out of here. I think it'd be better if maybe you weren't here in the first place.
And I go ahead and give Orion's notebook back.
Oh yeah, thanks. He reaches into his pocket and says, right, I said I'd give you this, and flicks the mark 7.1 in your direction, Asta.
Ooh.
I'll tell the company I'm sending it out for field testing.
I'll put it to good use. And I also pull the note that shows that Mr. Vaughn contracted him to certify this as a haunting. Figured if this is going to be proof for something, it's probably more useful to him than me.
Yeah, he accepts. Yeah, this'll help. You did good work, kids. You did good work. He would have had me fooled. So it's a good thing that you were here. And it looks a little difficult for him. He goes, "Thank you."
I just go up and give him a hug.
Okay.
Tristan follows and slings an arm around his shoulder. And says,
okay. This is also interesting.
I can think of a way you can pay us back immediately, my good friend. Our van is broken.
And as he glances down at you, Tristan, he goes, "Actually, were you posing in the window last night?"
Did you think it looked cool?
I actually kind of did.
Yes, it was really cool, actually.
Yeah, you look pretty cool. You look pretty cool. For a minute, I thought there were going to be 2 hauntings. It was good.
Oh, I'm carrying that with me into the glib ghost for sure.
When you say that, he clicks like, "Oh, you're an act. Okay, interesting." He secures Vaughn to a post, one of the ones that's been rebuilt so it won't break, and walks you out to your van and kind of has a look at it and is like, "Honestly, it looks pretty good to go except for the headlights. And now that you've got daylight out,
Huh.
seems like even Chiaki's cry for help didn't want to hurt you that much."
Before we leave, I would like to scribble a little note that says, "Dear Miss Chiaki, thank you so much for your hospitality. We really enjoyed our stay. The pancakes, especially, were excellent." And then turn to the rest of the gang and go, "Well, gang, looks like we might be a little early, but considering how far we are from home, I think by the time we make it, Tony's Pizza should be open for business. So, if you want to do our usual thing and hang out there for a little breakfast."
I've been dying for one of their pizzas.
And you all pile into your van, and the Phantasm heads off down the road to your next adventure.
Like, yoinks!